And we go straight into it. Rob, behind that, before we say hello, everything, we got to ask why. Is that
This is my humble pie.
why?
Hello everyone. This is my humble pie.
Is that because we made some predictions last time?
I was positive that Australia wouldn't get past UAE, let alone Peru, but I hadn't counted on the red main factor. It wasn't the Arnie factor; it was the red main factor.
He did his job, didn't he? Though he did well. I mean, a lot of people getting on his back. Like how people are these days about the water bottle thing. But I mean, he did what he did to win, didn't he? He admitted it. He said, that was planned. He goes, that we had a plan A, a plan B. He goes, I knew if it was going to be there, I was chucking that water bottle. So obviously someone told him, go, whoever it was, even if it was Arnold, I'm not sure, go do that.
But they wouldn't know. They would have practiced penalties against Ryan.
Yeah, that's right.
Matty Ryan,
yeah.
and all of a sudden,
because who would they? They never would have known Redmayne.
This goofy guy comes on.
He's a big dude though, isn't he?
And that's just it. He's bigger. He looks more intimidating, and he just threw them out.
Yeah. Well, I think
all we're going to do is throw out one or two players.
Ryan is, I think he's actually very short for a keeper. From what I know, I think he's only 6'1", 6'2". He's not tall, which is for a keeper is pretty. He's agile. He's a good keeper. He's not bad, but he is small. Whereas when you're taking a penalty, I think we've seen it like with Van der Sar and that. When guys are big, and their whole body's taking the goal,
the goal looks rather small.
It does, yeah. Like I think that's why
you've taken a lot of penalties.
Yeah, it's true. If they're big guys, like on the big stage, you see it like guys with, like when Schmeichel used to stand, Peter the dad, he was just huge because he had a big stretch, and Van der Sar was the same, just big. When they're there covering the whole goal, you go, oh, maybe I can't get it there, But he did well. Jimmy's here. He says hello. Chris says hello. Jimmy is an avid Arnold basher, like most of us. Jimmy reckons we've got to get a new coach in now that we made it. He goes, they should pull the plug. That's what he was saying to me, and put a new coach in for the cup.
Oh, that'd be brave.
That'd be brave. I'll tell you what, it wouldn't bother me.
There'd be no pressure.
It wouldn't bother me if they did it, but it'd be a big decision that FFA would never do.
No.
How is Arnold going to go with the squad park the bus strategy? He says his way of playing is very boring.
Well, he's going to see France, Denmark, Tunisia. We're going to go out to win.
Yeah, we have
to. But we're playing France first.
See, we had them last time, didn't we?
And Denmark, yeah.
And true, yeah. And last time we really played well against France. We had a better squad then.
Yeah.
And better coach probably as well. So yeah, I agree with Jimmy. He's a very boring style of play.
He didn't take the game in some of the early qualifiers. He didn't take the game to these small teams. He should have. We definitely had better players, but he didn't take the game to them.
Oh, the only thing I say, I don't like bashing coaches, players, anything, but the only thing I'll give him in his defense is it's, for me personally, maybe not you, maybe not my dad, I don't know, it's probably the worst Australia squad I've seen.
It's got
for me, for my time frame,
it's got to be right down there.
Oh, do you remember a worse one? I mean, there probably was worse ones when there was a lot of National League players back, when you're going that far back, But since we've been, let's say since the 2000s, going 20 years, it's the worst squad.
Oh, yeah.
Even 30. Yeah. It's the worst squad in 30 years.
Yeah, we hardly have any.
When you think back to one of our golden years,
post 74 World Cup, like in the 80s.
That's what I mean. That year, the 80s would have been real bad. Yeah.
Because remember, the 74 team.
Even 90, who was Alex Tobin was captain of the Socceroos, wasn't he?
Wasn't Paul Wade in there somewhere?
Yeah, I think so.
He marked Maradona.
Yeah. I remember Ocon being captain.
Yeah. Under Eddie Thompson, I think, was the coach at the time. But the 74 squad, there's only one rep from Asia. So Australia won all of Asia to get to that World Cup.
Okay. That's the famous Johnny Warren team.
Yeah. There's only 16 teams in the World Cup, only one from Asia. So
there you go.
They had to beat everybody, and they did.
Chris says the real question is, can Australia win it from here?
They're
And then
funny guy.
Chris says what he says in a more real question. He says, "What chances do you give them?" Which I think we're already talking about. And Jimmy says Arnold's team selection is questionable, mostly ex Sydney FC players. Well,
Yes,
unfortunately, coaches have favourites, don't they?
they do. He didn't play Goodwin for ages, and Goodwin comes on, creates one, scores one when they needed to, and again played well against UAE and Peru. So
Well, it sort of goes back to even, like I'm saying, in my time, you remember back to '97 when Venables didn't pick Ivanovic. It was the whole country
yeah,
could see that he needed to be picked,
yeah,
and he sat there on the bench.
yeah. When we were 2-0 up.
Yeah, and he would have. He was there. I know him. He's an excellent player. Like he was.
The thing is, he would have been with his club team.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
And
Didn't make any sense.
I mean, I remember Don losing it at the TV. Then what?
I was losing it in the stands.
I remember, but it was like the whole country knew he should have been playing, and Venables. It's like it was a secret plot from the English to not let us go there.
And his comment was, after the game, I was unbelievable game, unbelievable. You lost it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and then like I said, we go back to that. So the late 90s, early 2000s, like we were saying, I mean, we had Bosnich and Schwarzer. So two very good keepers.
Yeah.
You know, we're saying then players like Ivanovic, then we had Bresciano's, obviously in that team, Kuehl, Viduka, Tim Cahill came through.
Vince Grella.
Emerton was even playing.
Scott Chipperfield had been
Chipperfield,
playing. Champion.
Wilshere was playing in Holland, I'm pretty sure,
yes,
I think at the time.
Yep.
Like Bresciano was playing Serie A, like Kuehl was one of the best players in the Premier League, as was Viduka. And if you look at the squad now and compare it.
Well, that's what Peru was saying. Said, they're a very simple team.
They probably underestimated us a bit. Yeah.
And we didn't have any players in it. No one's playing in the Premier League, in any Premier Leagues, which is true.
Well, I think it was Ryan was playing at Brighton, but he's not now. He's at
Spain.
I think is he with Ange? Someone Rogic was at Celtic.
Yeah, and now he's left.
He's left.
So
it's a very poor team. Yeah, it's a very poor team, but in my memory anyway. Like
I think there are better players.
But he left Celtic. Yeah, but he doesn't actually have a club of it. I don't know what the thinking process is there now. He obviously played a big part in them winning.
He was there for.
But I mean, he got Celtic. He was a big part in Celtic getting their title back. So to leave without a club is a bit. I don't know. There's something had to have happened there. And you think, I mean, he's Australian and just Australian. You think that they'll be on the same page.
Well, we thought.
I don't know.
He'd be one of his few supporters when he got there, but.
Oh, definitely. Do you think a bit off World Cup topic? You think for Ange the next? Can he go to a lower Premier League team now? I mean, Rodgers went from Celtic to Leicester.
Yeah.
And I mean, Rodgers, I don't think his tactics are no better than Ange's.
Even a team that's challenging for the championship, then
get promotion. Yeah. Like Nottingham Forest this year or something.
Yeah.
Go to
I reckon that would be a good move.
Yeah, like Watford went down. They'll have money behind them.
That'd be a good move.
It'd be big for Australia if an Australian coaches in the Premier League.
That's one.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be. Oh, listen. That's the usual path. So if he wins another title with Celtic, does well, they're obviously going to be in Europe Champions League now.
I mean, Steven Gerrard went to Aston Villa, but because he's a Liverpool,
that's
a little bit off key.
But so he went to Villa and Rodgers went to Leicester, which they're about on par with each other.
Rodgers had been there before.
Yeah, he'd been in the Premier League before. He'd coached Liverpool, and
I'd
be big for him though. But I mean, like I said, I don't think listen. He gets a lot of hype. They hype him, like you said, because he's an ex-Liverpool legend and that. But I don't think he's that great of a coach. He's obviously got it on his name.
He's still there.
Ange is a more experienced coach than him.
Yeah.
Way more experience. So
definitely. Yeah.
It'd be good. It'd be good. It'd be good for us.
We could get 3 points and we could jag a draw against Denmark. because that game's going to be very physical.
So you reckon we'll beat Tunisia? You think we'll beat them? Well, I mean, they're not. I mean, they got a player playing
with a bit of luck.
First team for them.
Whoever's going
that doesn't get. He's a United player. And I only know that because I'm a United fan. But he's in our youth team and he starts for them.
Okay.
Hannibal
Mabry.
Mabry.
Chances of going to win that game.
Yeah. Mabry. Yeah, Mabry. Like I mean,
you gotta put everyone on there who can possibly turn a game and score a goal.
Oh, they got to go for that. Like sort of like when Hiddink was with us. I can't remember who we had, but I remember there was one game in particular he really went for. And then I remember the next one he put Kalach and that in because he thought I'm just going to go for
it was Japan.
Yeah, going to go for a draw here. Got the point. He did. He got it. But but he did it. But he went with that plan. That one game, I'm identifying that as that's the win.
Yeah.
And then if you get a point somewhere else, you're pretty much through. Yeah. And he did that. But obviously, again, he's a lot smarter coach than Graham.
France can have their off day, but...
See, I don't think they're going to do as good as everyone thinks.
Oh, no, neither do I.
They've had their time in the sun, I think. They won...
They had a young squad. Technically, they should win again. And all the betting...
Oh, they've got a good squad. Yeah, they do, yeah.
Everything's going to France. All the betting... but this happens every World Cup, that they all think the previous winner is the favourite. Yeah. And only Brazil...
I mean, they got players that are... I mean, they got, like, let's say Pogba is starting them. I mean, he's just left United. He hasn't performed for about 5 years for his club. Kante is getting older.
Yeah.
So the midfield is... You know, I mean, he's still real good players, but who knows, Kante is 32, 33, doesn't get injured going into the World Cup, you know, like...
Yeah, see, that's it. This next 6 months...
It's different because of when it is, yeah.
This next 6 months... halfway through the season is going to be really key.
Because it's mid-season, do you think the first half of the actual leagues are going to be compromised this year? Because people are going to be worrying about that, or are they going to take the...
You know, every World Cup year or every Euro year when these guys won last time.
Humble pie everywhere there, isn't it?
Yeah, there is. I'm taking it. To March, April, players for a June, July World Cup, they start backing off.
Yeah, because they want to play. So they don't want to get injured.
The thing is, there's a round of internationals for this Nations League, which is that's in September.
Okay, so they're still going to be having international breaks going into a World Cup.
That's the last international break. And so it's the last warm-up prep as well for a lot of countries. So that's going to be really key. But I reckon if I was the coach, I'd be really obviously experimenting in September, and then telling the players, don't get injured.
Yeah, well,
don't get injured. I mean, I'm never going to pick you again.
Van Gaal has been doing that to players already. Like United have been trying to sign Dutch players, and he's been saying to them, well, go there, but if you're not going to play, you're not coming to the World Cup. So making people second guess moves and
that's the other thing, because you can get a good 6 months under your belt.
But then again, players like we said before are going to be in there. They should be in their pomp. So it really, theoretically speaking, it should be a real good World Cup because they should be so.
It should be a more genuine World Cup where the better teams will not suffer.
Like a bit of a hangover or something.
Shock results or things.
Because they should all be. I mean, they're in the middle of the season.
Yeah, so they should be fully fit, match fit.
Yeah.
Not tired. All of those things.
Would the South Americans be middle season?
They have 2 halves.
Yeah, I don't know how they work. Yeah,
they have 2 halves.
They might be playing that. They might be playing the Copa
Libertadores.
Yeah, Libertadores then around that time.
Now.
Oh, now is that?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, and which is one piece of news I wanted to say was because Argentina and Brazil didn't play that one World Cup qualifier.
Yeah,
didn't need to.
Because they're both.
But FIFA are insisting
that they play it.
Yeah, because I think they're going to be in trouble with the broadcaster
Okay,
legally
okay.
if that game isn't played.
Isn't that the one that's getting played here, isn't it? Or they wanted to?
Australia wanted it to, but Argentina said no, we're not coming. One of them said no, we're not going.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, so other news. Chile tried to get Ecuador thrown out because Ecuador had a player who was born in Colombia, but I think his parents.
That was
his parents doctored his birth certificate, which means it's
yeah.
ever since birth it's been wrong.
Yeah.
But now Chile are complaining.
Okay, fair enough.
So FIFA threw it out.
I love how these teams out of nowhere they try anything just to.
Well, as soon as Italy heard of that, they said, "Oh, we're the highest ranked team. Yeah, make it.
We better go to us." Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's.
And then there was an Asian team. There was complaints. It just no. So Australia are now ranked 39.
39.
39.
So we're not even. So there's 32 teams in the World Cup. There's got to be lower ranked teams. What's the lowest ranked team in? Do we know?
I reckon it's Saudi Arabia. I reckon
they're gonna get. I think they're gonna get a spanking again this year.
I think they are as well. I reckon it's Saudi Arabia. I have it here. No, it's Ghana. Actually,
Ghana. Okay.
Ghana's ranked 60.
So I remember, a bad game we had against them in a certain World Cup. Harry Kuehl handball.
Oh yeah,
that was Ghana, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was 2006. Qatar ranked 52, but you never. Host nation, I'm just nervous.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia 49, I think, give or take. Then Ecuador 47.
I think a lot of the other, looking at them, even there's a lot of the other Asian, we consider the Asian teams, are going to do. They're better than us, like Japan,
Iran,
Korea. Yeah, like they're just.
Yeah, they are. And Kim's a good player for Korea. All of them.
Yeah. Oh, they got Son, don't they? I mean, he just won an equal Golden Boot in the Premier League as a winger.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a good player.
2-footed.
He's good. Yeah, Son is good.
Some of these.
And I mean, Japan spanked us during the qualifiers, didn't they? Twice.
I like their coach. The coach, the home game when Australia played at home, the coach just said, "Look, guys, sit back and wait.
Yeah,
pick your moment." And that's exactly what
Yeah.
So I think he'd worked it out to a T.
Just smart, I think. Well, that's just ours.
So I'll do have a shout out for the Women's World Cup. It's being hosted by Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, that's the year up.
That's next year.
Next year, okay.
July, August next year.
So there'll be the Men's World Cup at the end of the year, and then
7 months later the Women's
World Cup.
Yeah.
And that's going to be in June, July, you said?
July, August. 30th to the 30th, give or take, I think. 20th to the 20th. Okay. 32 teams for the first time. So they're expanding that.
And USA are holders, aren't they?
Yep. Australia, obviously, and New Zealand have already qualified. So has China, Denmark, France, Japan, Korea, Spain, Sweden, Vietnam.
That's who's qualified already.
And the Philippines, the ex-Australian coach.
11.
Alan Stadges.
Uh-huh.
He took the Philippines to the quarterfinals of the Asian Cup.
There you go. So that's, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 so far.
So far, qualified for 32. And Australia, New Zealand, automatic.
Yeah, that's host.
Yeah.
Which makes it interesting for the next World Cup when you've got 3 hosts.
Is the next women's one 3?
No, the next men's.
Oh, the next men. Yeah. I don't know what. They're going mad with the host things.
2 CONCACAF teams.
What was the first?
No, all 3 CONCACAF.
What was the first one that was joint? It was the Japan, South Korea?
Korea, Japan.
That was the first joint one, wasn't it?
Yep. But they only had 32 teams for the first time in 98.
Oh, really? What was 94?
24 teams.
Uh-huh.
USA. Yep. And it went from 16 to 24 in 82.
And that's when we were saying my trivia question was that year.
Yes. Yes.
Zakal says, hi, KP and Rob. How are you, everyone in the live chat? Chris says, hi, Zakal. So, yeah, we had a question. I don't know how many people in there tonight, but I said it to Rob. I wonder how many people know the youngest player to ever play in a World Cup. Because it's not a common answer, is it? When you...
No, it's not. It's an unusual one.
Chris will go Google it now. You know, I was actually thinking when I was thinking about it, I was trying to remember how young Owen was in 98, but then I remember he was 18, so he was counted out. But I know he was young.
He was young. He's another one that's quite young.
But I think he'd just passed the 17 barrier, I think.
Yeah, no, I reckon he was.
But then, and then I was thinking,
18.
I was thinking Rooney as well, but then I reckon Rooney that he might be the youngest to play in a Euro, but I don't know that because I remember we bought him as a 17-year-old and he was playing in the Euro 2004. He played or whatever it was, Euro.
Yeah, 2004
in
in Portugal.
Yeah, he played and he was a kid.
Yeah.
And you know, I watch a thing with him. He reckons if he didn't break his foot, he goes just because of the form I was in. He goes, and no one knew nothing about me. He goes, we would have won the tournament. He was so confident they would have won it. He reckons.
This is the thing.
That's in his head, you know. But because he was, I remember he was so raw. No one knew how to mark him. It was just.
And that's if you. It's about bringing a balanced squad.
Yeah,
if you can bring someone who's not known that will know.
Yeah.
Look, even if Brazil play Anthony, I don't.
Yeah, that's right. Well, even does Rafinha play a lot for them from Leeds? Or he's at Chelsea now, I think. Yeah. But he's another one. They're saying
would just underneath the radar a bit. Those players.
So I mean, obviously they're going to play. I mean, they obviously your Neymars and that are going to play for them.
Yeah.
But who they've been playing centrally? They've been playing. He's not yours anymore. I was going to say he's an Arsenal player now, isn't he? Jesus.
Yeah. Got on my brother's team.
Is that your brother's Arsenal?
Yeah.
But it's both Ajax.
Yeah. Oh no, because he lives in Utrecht.
He goes against. Okay, that's okay. Well, he's living there, so.
Because Ajax are considered the aristocrats.
Because he lives there, but that's fair enough. He's living there, so he can.
Yeah, he's.
So, do they play him? I was thinking, who do they play central? I mean,
normally plays Neymar central.
Okay.
Because he said he's
got Vinicius now, who's in ripper form.
His recent quote was, "Anyone who plays Neymar out the wing is a donkey."
That's it.
Well, I've always liked him as like a number, not even as a striker. I've always liked him as a 10 because he can run at people.
Yes, he can.
There's nothing wrong with a 10. It puts defenders under pressure when you can run it. You know, in the middle, it's
more unsettling than having someone. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was actually watching a thing with Giggs talking about that, and he goes, when Sir Alex moved me centrally, he goes, the one thing he always said to me was get the ball in the middle and run at the centre backs. He goes, because they don't know what to do.
Yes.
It's uncanny to them. And Neymar does that. So, and like I said, Vinicius, I mean, just won a Champions League. If he keeps that form going, he's like he's sort of overtaken Neymar as their star at the moment.
Neymar,
It's frustrating.
So many
listen, if I was a coach, if I was a coach against him, if they think coaches are not saying that, listen, get him and hit him, he's an idiot, because that's what every coach is saying. You know, we've seen that for years. That's what you're going to do, put him off his game because he cries.
Yeah.
So
there's a different Brazilian Ronaldo where he just kept going.
That's right. But the thing was, he was different. He was a bigger body.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, you know, the thing about that's like we're saying it about Messi before. Messi and the Brazilian Ronaldo were like that. It was like people, they tried to get him, but they couldn't. They were untouchable. They're just like Maradona. Like it was just, whereas Neymar gets hit, he gets touched. Yeah. Whereas I don't really remember Ronaldo ever getting crunched like that, or Messi getting, you know, rarely, because they're just so.
Well, even this fella.
Yeah, untouchable. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then as long as he was in 20 yards of the goal.
Yeah, definitely.
9 times out of 10 it went in.
No, he was
super player.
Caden says hello. Caden, how are you? I think it's Caden. Is that pronounced right?
Oh yes, hello.
But the good thing is most people here are Australia fans. So, yeah, I mean, people always say it about certain players. I remember people always saying it about Rooney. We're talking about him. Oh, didn't reach his potential in that. But I actually think that statement is true for Neymar. He could have been so much more. I mean, he's obviously gone on to be one of the best players in the world when he was at Barcelona. But he could have been so much better, I think, if he just
didn't raise the bar.
No, that's what I mean. If he had let's say, even this Ronaldo's mentality, he would have been so much better. Neymar, if he had Cristiano Ronaldo's drive or Zlatan's drive, how much better the guy would have been. Like, it frustrates you. Yeah, like it's.
But at the time when Brazil should have been winning even the Copa America, Chile won it twice in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Well, that was when they played 2 in 2 years, didn't they?
Yeah, and no one stepped up, and Chile won it twice.
Yep.
So, World Cups and tournaments, you need big game players.
Yeah, definitely. See, and that's why I think at the start of his career, he wasn't, I was saying it to you before, he wasn't so much a big game player, Ronaldo, but he's become a big game player. You know, he's won 5 or 6 Champions Leagues, like he steps up in big games now, like pulling a scissor kick out of nowhere in a semi-final. You know, that's a big game moment. And I just think he's going to be in, him and Messi, I was saying it to you, I think they're going to be prime coming into December, and I think they're going to show up, the big players.
And I think the last 2-3 years for those two especially, they've learned when to draw attention to create space for their teammates, rather than thinking, I've got to do something.
Like you were mentioning it about Messi. There's so many times where he's just standing there, and you think, what's he doing? Oh, he's slacking off or something, but he's not. He knows when to go, doesn't he? He does. And Ronaldo's the same. Listen, he's changed his game to, he's a goal scorer now, isn't he? He's just a goal scorer. That's how he gets his longevity, I guess. I'm going to be a goal scorer now, and that's it. But I mean, he still does it. He's still top 5, one of the best top 5 goal scorers in the world, isn't he? He just knows where the net is, just there.
And I remember when was he moved to, his first move to Real Madrid?
Just so we won that 2008. It's got to be the year. Then when we lost, it's got to be the year 2009-10.
His left foot was pretty shocking.
Yeah, but then it got
But he worked really
he's
hard.
very two-footed.
And I'm not a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Don't get me wrong, but he worked really.
No, he's very two-footed now. Yeah.
To be two-footed.
Yeah, definitely.
And all of a sudden, hey, guess what? Now I can score from both sides. So
Jimmy reckons best game ever was Germany destroying Brazil 7-1. You know what? I agree. That was but it was they brought it on themselves because they were holding Neymar shirts like the guy was dead.
And forgot about Thiago Silva.
Yeah, like the guy got injured, man. Everyone gets injured. Like people get injured.
Yeah, that was some national tragedy.
Yeah. Jimmy says Moy, by the way, shouldn't be playing in China. And Rogic was looking to go to Indonesia. So we're talking about Rogic. Yeah, Moy's better than that league. I agree. He went from the English Premier League to obviously money.
But he was so unfit.
Yeah.
In those couple games.
Yeah. Shouldn't have selected him.
Barely running.
It's probably because, listen, not on a shot at their league or anything, but going from playing English Premier League to Chinese Super League, it was easy. It would have been easy for him.
Who recently went there? Was it David Silva?
No, he went to Sociedad.
David Villa, sorry.
Yeah, Villa could. But I mean, Villa's 40.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And he's still,
yeah, like...
The problem left Chelsea.
That's the shocking one. I mean, he was meant to be a golden boy of Brazilian football. Left Chelsea at 23 to go to Chinese Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
And he pretty much... I mean, he got obviously good money, but he threw his career down the drain, really.
Yeah.
Like, he was winning titles with Chelsea and he was a kid. And he was integral too. Tevez did it, went there. But I mean, those guys, like say Tevez, Villa, they did it when they were older. Yeah, let's go get a big paycheck.
Yeah, and a few of them went to the Middle East as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and like you look back, Beckham did it with Zlatan, did it, Rooney did it with America.
Yep.
But the thing about them is that it shows the leagues. All 3 of them went there and pretty much they were taking the piss, weren't they? They did. Yeah. Zlatan and Rooney especially were.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, then they both went back to playing Europe after that.
That's what
and so Beckham, he went to play for AC, he went to play for Milan. And,
that's what I found funny with those. They actually went to America and then came back.
yeah, all three of them went to play back in Europe. Beckham went to Milan and PSG. Zlatan went back to Milan. And then Rooney went back to England. He went to Derby and Everton after.
And the A-League got Daniel Sturridge.
I know. Well, we just heard one, didn't we? What's the new one? So apparently Nani's going where?
Oh, Nani's
Melbourne Victory, that's a big one for the league, I think. And he's been in America at Toronto with Kaka. He's been with Kaka,
right?
So, see, there's another one, but he went old. Kaka, like he's another player. See, again, I remember watching him for Milan against us. The only other player I remember tearing United apart so bad was the Brazilian Ronaldo at Old Trafford.
Wasn't it Raul
he had a ripper, but in the Bernabeu, I think.
Oh, was that
the ones at Old Trafford? Kaka killed us.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo scored. I mean, he got standing ovation from our crowd. He destroyed us. It was sort of his revenge to Bartes.
Yeah, that's right.
But he killed us. He destroyed it. Kaka, that one, the Kaka scored 2, I think.
Yeah.
I remember him. So he was obviously the last Ballon d'Or winner before Ronaldo and Messi and that, but he was much the same. I remember him, he would run with the ball and it was like people bounced off him. It was weird, you know what I mean? Like it was just, yeah. And then he went to Madrid and it was crazy. But how he was so good, but it happened to Hazard. He went to Madrid.
Yeah.
And become El Portico.
He's been he's at the biggest fall off a cliff I've seen in a long time.
Gordo.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of Sami Nasri.
Yeah, yeah, he's the same. But I don't think I've seen a player fall off a cliff as bad as
Hazard.
Because I mean, actually, he was unplayable at times.
He definitely.
And then he just went to Madrid
and that's why I thought him as number 10. And we're talking about players running at central defence.
Yeah, he's
back 10, 20 years ago. We're talking about the number 10 doing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then the forward or two would peel off.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, because the number 10 could actually dribble.
Yeah, that's right.
And then create a 3v2 situation or a 2v1 situation.
I mean, him with the ball at his feet, when he was at his best, I mean, I obviously didn't like him because he's playing for my rival, but he's unplayable at times. Like just on a string, he was so good with the ball at his feet.
But he was always demanding the ball. I remember the 2014 World Cup, the game against Russia. He was always demanding the ball.
Yeah.
And he never even it got to the corner flag and he got out.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, and like I said, obviously he's not in good form, but we're talking about Belgium. I mean, they got De Bruyne he's in form.
Great form.
I don't know where their centre backs are. They went from having a big bunch. They went from having Company, Vertonghen, Alderweireld to all three of them are. Don't know who they got at the back now. They got Lukaku, who hasn't had a good year. I mean, he's gone back to Inter.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's funny, isn't it? A guy spends 80 million on you, and within a year, don't want you. It makes you think what was Tuchel think. But at least he spent 5 years at United after
It was a bit
5 years, yeah.
Goodness.
Because he came with Mourinho. Mourinho actually is adamant he didn't buy him.
Right, okay.
He came in Mourinho's year, but that's what Mourinho's gripe with United was.
Right.
He goes, they were buying people for the managers. Back then with Woodward, he goes, it was my signing, but he goes, I didn't sign him. That's what Mourinho says.
Yeah.
So, because you could tell he didn't like him.
No. No. That's how the problem as a coach. You get in there and you
get like here, here's Pogba. Yeah. So 5. So that's what I mean. He at least he didn't never played well for us, but he was 4 or 5 years with us. Whereas Lukaku went there.
Yeah.
The same manager's gotten rid of him within 12 months. Yeah. So it makes you think what was either the scouting department or Tuchel. What were they thinking? They're just.
Look, I don't know because.
Or something's happened behind the scenes.
These scouts, I mean, you go to all the major tournaments. You go to the African Cup of Nations. You go to
Yeah.
all these major tournaments. There's players everywhere.
Yeah.
Diamonds in the rough at 19 to 23.
Well, saying about that, I don't remember what World Cup exactly it was, but Ferguson did the same thing with Chicharito Hernandez. He had a real good World Cup. He was 19.
Yeah.
Ferguson goes, I remember the interview going, he scores goals for fun. Took him to United, just used him off the bench, and I mean, he won 3 titles with us or something but got him for nothing.
Yes.
12 million or something.
Yeah. See, and Ferguson did that really well.
And I think they did the same with Rodriguez from Colombia. He just, look, this guy's had a ripper World Cup. Yeah, let's take, it's good scouting, and he might not have lived up to his expectations, but he was a good player. And he didn't deserve goal of the tournament. It should have been Cahill.
I can't believe I can't believe that. Anytime, I mean, you're a goal scorer. Anytime you've got time to have more than one touch,
yeah, I agree.
and set yourself.
I agree.
It's not any.
Listen, I'm not saying
come close to the top.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that any goal is easy, but if you're asking me which goal I could recreate in a game easier, it's definitely Rodriguez's, because
Absolutely.
he chested it. Okay, it was good technique, chested, turned on the volley, but Cahill's is coming over the shoulder on his opposite foot.
At pace.
And when it's coming over your shoulder like that, for whatever, you lose sight of the ball for it, because there's going to be a moment where you've got a blind spot. It's like a car.
Yeah.
And then still pinging it. That goal was amazing goal. Yeah. That was... Chaos was, I mean, that was like... The only better volley I think I've seen in that is Van Basten's. That's...
But again, he saw that coming. He's still facing the same way. It's
and I mean, and that was on his right foot.
It was the speed of the technique.
And the ball was coming from...
accuracy.
The actually, you know what actually it was very similar to? I don't know if you remember the one that Van Persie scored for United, when Rooney hit him a ball from the halfway line. But it was on his left foot. It wasn't on his... But it was pretty much identical to Cahill's.
But
it was his left foot.
Look, and even those volleys that come straight over.
Yeah.
Those are
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Those are extremely hard. But I do challenge everyone to watch.
Oh, the Van Persie one was an absolute cracker.
Manchester City.
I
reckon.
Not sure if it was in the dub, but I mean, but then again, like I'm saying, that was his
That's probably why I've blocked it out of my mind.
Could be, could be. But I mean, them two had a real good partnership together.
Yeah,
like they were telepathic together. But I mean, like I said, it was his left foot.
Yeah,
Cahill's was. I know you should be. Listen, they always, you should be.
Oh, that drives me crazy.
You should be good with both feet. Maybe your left foot, your opposite foot shouldn't. Maybe it's not going to be as good as your. But you should be able to use it.
I know. And these commentators in the Premier League,
I know.
It's on his weaker foot. He's getting 200 grand a week. There shouldn't be such a thing.
Me as a striker, I mean,
goodness
me. If I've got the chance to whip to my left and shoot, I'll do it every time, because it's...
How many goals a season, percentage-wise, is your either foot? I mean, you score with your head.
Well, this year, I'm leading the league again this year.
Yeah.
I'm on 9.
Right.
And I reckon I've scored 3 with my left foot.
6
the rest of the right, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
3 or even 4 with the left foot.
That's what I'm saying. You're not
sufficiently... One was a penalty. One penalty to that.
Sufficiently confident. You take that equation.
Well, remember I was saying that to you. I said you were shocked when I told you that. I said the most opposite foot goals in the Premier League was actually Van Persie. And I was shocked when I read that. But I mean, at least that means he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right foot, I'm shooting. Yeah, I'm going to do it. That's so...
And it's unusual for a left-footer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But I go on.
Zach Howell says no Robert and Mr. Lachlan on the live chat. That's because Robert's here.
I'm here today.
The World Cup finishes 6 days before Christmas Day.
It's on,
Zach Howell says.
It's on Qatar's National Day, December 18. Yes.
Okay.
So there's a national public holiday anyway.
Yep.
The
so that's the World Cup final, the 18th.
The final. The Premier League finishes, the last game is on the 12th of November. So
What is that? 6?
So there's a
44-day break.
44-day break. If your team,
Yeah.
obviously, for Australia, it's going to be a 2-week break.
So that's, let's say, I mean, just use England as an example. They're going to win every World Cup in their heads. So that's
It's always
yeah,
coming.
they're always
coming
it's always
home.
coming home apparently. So they're going to have 8-week break, so to speak. Let's say the Premier League.
Yeah. Because the big six, the top six, have
Yeah.
said, can we finish a week earlier?
Yep.
And remember, even though the World Cup starts on the 18th, Group A starts on the 18th.
Okay.
Group B the 19th.
Yep.
Group C the
Okay.
20th. So there is a bit of a gap for the teams that are in Group F, G, and
See,
H.
and I was seeing the fixtures for the Premier League, and now it's actually clicking to me. Apparently, it's the first year in Premier League history that there's a Manchester derby
Yeah.
and a Northwest derby, which is United Liverpool,
Yeah.
this early in a season. And they've obviously done it because they want to put these big games
Yeah.
so they can play them before the World Cup,
Yeah.
and then they'll have them again after, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's the first time those two fixtures have been this early in a Premier League season. So,
Because it's going to be really weird post World Cup. Because all you got to do is get to a semi final and you've got 7 games because you're going to play this third and fourth playoff, right?
and
Which
then
means the whole time.
it's hard when you're looking at it from the club point of view as well. I mean, it's like you
Post,
guys could go to the World Cup, get injuries, and just derail your season, couldn't
even
it?
post World Cup, when the players are tired of coming off a high,
Yeah, definitely.
the club results for the next couple of weeks could be really weird.
Like, let's use your team for example. Use City as an example. Imagine De Bruyne goes there and gets injured at the World Cup and then misses City's season. I mean, Pep's going to be livid, isn't he? Like, I mean, as you would, as a cut, you'd be.
Yeah, De Bruyne gets injured and say Portugal get to the final because we've got Silva,
Diaz, Cancelo.
and Cancelo.
I reckon that's it. Yeah.
So three Portuguese players. So they're not going to be available.
And people trying to take Silva
And
from
you
you.
get-
Barcelona trying.
And
to
you get
him.
one injury as well.
Is Norway in the World Cup?
No.
So Haaland's your striker now that you have is, but that's, I mean, that's huge though, isn't it? I mean, he's one of the biggest goal scorers going around at the moment, and he's going to be having an 8-week break, isn't he?
He is having an 8-week break. His 21-year-old rating, goals to games ratio is 0.68, it's the best ever. Neymar is 2, Messi 3, Aguero.
Oh yeah,
4.
I've seen that. I mean, and like, I mean, you put it into the way I see things like that. It is, listen, you don't take anything away from any goal scorer. That's the way I say. But you put into perspective, he was playing in a, you know, when you look at Messi's was all for Barcelona.
Yeah.
You know, whereas his was playing for Salzburg, and then. I mean, it's crazy.
You have to be playing for a good team.
Yeah, definitely. Shearer, see, the thing about him was, again, Shearer, I sort of feel sorry.
Up to 21.
Yeah, see, I feel for him because when he did his knee, this is going back then, the technology wasn't as good then, and he lost a yard.
Yeah.
When going at Blackburn, before he went to Newcastle, I mean, he ended up breaking records, but the Shearer at Blackburn that United were trying to sign, he was a different animal until he did his knee because he had that pace and he lost that. And he was a deadly finisher. He had that in him. He picked a spot and just he did that with his penalties. He was.
And I got.
And you've had the knee injury like that at probably at the same time. Back then, the technology, it was now guys having knee injuries. Recon's coming back in no time. Yeah, it's just it's.
I had the same feeling when Leicester won the league with Vardy. He was very Shearer-like to me.
I remember saying that to you. Yeah, he was one way, and it was like, yeah, I'm picking here and I'm hitting it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care if you're there. I'm going there. If you can get it, get it. Yeah, very Shearer. I agree. Yeah.
Super,
very
super
just.
season. I did love watching him play that season. That was really.
Oh,
good.
they were. I mean, it's the only thing the only story I can think that comes close to Leicester's, and I've said it. It obviously doesn't have the hype at the time. Was Brian Clough with getting Nottingham Forest promoted to the first division, winning the first division, and then winning the Champions League. That's the only thing that in my head I can think is a more fairy tale story than Leicester. Because all 3 years in it, to win the Champions League when you were in Div 2 2 years before is ridiculous, really, when you actually put it into perspective.
Look, and even an FA Cup when you can
that's right. That's right. FA Cup's different to winning it. Yeah, I mean, won let's just say equivalent of winning the Championship, then winning the Premier League, then winning the Champions. That's ridiculous. And he won it twice, didn't he? The European Cup. So that's...
Yes, he did. Great coach.
Oh,
I'm going to take this off because
I would.
Giving me a headache. Enough. I'm stuck with enough humble pie.
Yeah, I think so.
Stuck with enough humble pie.
We got here on the local news. There's an accommodation shortage. Is that right?
Prices for 2-3 weeks now between $20,000 and $60,000 US.
Really?
For 3 weeks.
So
for 3 weeks.
What's 20,000 US is what? Close to 30,000 Australian?
Yeah, 28.
28?
Give or take. I've got a map here.
By then, could change. Who knows?
I've got a map here and with the prices in there, and it's just insane. Have a look at those. 34, 17.
There's one there.
62.
112.
Well, that'll probably be for 4 weeks, maybe. I don't know. And they're nothing spectacular.
Nah.
It's just a standard hotel room.
Doha hotels and Airbnbs are going for 100K.
This is why all of these airliners, all of these ocean liners now want to get on board. Literally, because what they're going to do is say we're going to moor offshore.
Yeah, okay.
You can rent the room. You've got food there. You've got alcohol there. Right?
You can't have alcohol.
But you can't have on the ship because it's international waters.
International waters.
And we're just going to run you back and forth to the games. Just don't get on the wrong ferry. Which you end up in the wrong place.
Tell you what, it's actually smart by them, the ships, to try to get on board.
32 teams, you're talking probably 300,000, 400,000 visitors.
Yep.
It's huge. And as I said, they're taking advantage of it.
I mean, I don't know what's when you went to Brazil, the population is massive. I don't know what's the population of Qatar. They're going to be having so many tourists. It's going to dwarf their...
I think that 2 or 3 million or something.
See, that's when you think about it, you're going to have 50% of tourists there.
It's insane. I don't know where they're going to, And that's the thing about.
See, I mean, like I was saying, when you went to Brazil are dealing with that all the time. They're getting tourists there that can sort of deal with it.
Well, it's an 8 million. Rio was 8 million. Sao Paulo was 10 million.
Yeah.
So there's a population. So
that's what I mean.
And they've got the infrastructure.
And it's densely populated. Yeah.
But this stuff is just insane.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, so and we touched on the Premier League stop date, 44-day break.
Yep.
But like I said, it's going to be a huge factor, like we mentioned, because there's obviously some big name players. Even when you look at some of the English players that aren't going to go, like I know Rashford, Sancho weren't in the last England squad. If they don't go, I mean, it's a huge thing for United, then, isn't it? I always remember Ferguson saying, "Well, your country doesn't pay you," so he always was against.
That's always the weird thing, But apparently, the US women are now getting paid same as the US men.
Yeah, well,
even though they recently had a match, the US women had a match against the Dallas under-15 development squad boys, and they got hammered 5-2.
The only thing I see with the pay thing for that is with the sports thing. It's got nothing to do with sexist, and that it's that they're just not getting as many viewers. So this is where it's actually not fair that they get paid the same. Because
this is where the money is. It's about the viewers. Because
I know there's a women's Premier League, but you telling me that women's Manchester United's women team are getting the views that Manchester United, but they're just not. So they're not going to get paid as much, are they?
Isn't that a donation thing when they go in?
Yeah, like to enter. Yeah. Dobster says, "Hey, Dobster, how are you?
Hey, Dobster.
Are you going for Australia in the World Cup, Dobster?"
We can, look, you know what? We're at 250 to 1, I think, or 350 to 1.
What weren't less than that?
No, less than 5,000.
And someone had what, $50 on them or something?
Yeah, £50. Because the betting agent.
So he had 50 quid on him, and at 5,000 to 1.
5,000 to 1.
And he was doing it every year apparently because that was his team. He just used to go put $50 on him every year. Jeez.
Yeah. And then they started, the betting agency started contacting them halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll pay you out half
my-
now, blah, blah, blah. No.
I'm good, mate. He says, nah, who are you going for, Dobster? You're not going for Australia.
England.
Kidding, of course. He says, there you go. He's kidding.
Well,
Well,
Australia are going to need all the help they can get. All the help they
so
can get.
here, you said September is the last
Is another
international break.
for a week. It's usually the
Yeah, but
second-
so if that's UEFA Nations League,
Yep.
and friendly, so will the South Americans be
Yeah.
playing as well?
Asia.
Yeah. And we'll be playing, obviously.
CONCACAF.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
everyone.
Everyone will be playing, but it's the Europeans that have to play those Nation League games.
The Nations League.
And they were rotating players like crazy in
What-
June. I mean, the Dutch.
What is your
4-0.
view of this UEFA Nations League? What's your honest view of this? What's the?
Oh, it's a FIFA UEFA corporate greed thing.
There's just no point to it, is there?
No, because what it means is, as a coach, if you're forced to play all these teams, they're at the same level. Right?
Yeah.
You know, Division A, B, C. But the thing is, you get less of a chance to prepare for tournaments.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because Europe, for example, they want to play a South American friendly team against, I don't know, Chile or Paraguay, someone who didn't make it.
Yeah.
They want They want to play against Asian or African teams.
But see, there's no. Yeah, I agree with that because it's the same. We obviously, like I always say it here. Listen, we're obviously playing at a different level here, but you don't always want to go into a season playing teams in your league. You know, for friendlies, you want to play some teams that are here, some teams that are here. You know, sometimes it's to do with getting some confidence, getting your touch, getting, not letting other teams know about you. You know, so
that's the other thing. You don't want to let on.
Yeah.
So when you play these teams, you put in I know some of the countries, Portugal, the Netherlands, they put in a completely second string team.
Yeah.
As well, to give the players a break. But yeah, you don't want to show your hand.
See, that's the next thing I was going to touch on. You put here. So an AI model says France. I'm only saying it because you said Netherlands. France, Brazil, Spain, England, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Argentina, Portugal.
Yep. Are all greater than 5%.
Greater than 5% favourite chance of winning.
Yes.
See, that's what I was going to say. Is where do you?
That's this list here.
Where do you put your? They're your second. They're going to be your. They're obviously your second team, aren't they? Netherlands.
Well,
Or they'll be your first team.
No,
today. You have three teams you can usually go for, don't you?
I would put them above Spain, England, Belgium for sure.
Yep. I mean, you usually have three teams you can go for these days, don't you? Italy, Netherlands, and obviously this year you got no Italy.
No.
You would think Australia.
Bloody no.
Yeah, we've got to get rid of that.
Get rid of this.
But yeah, so usually you've got.
Not happy.
Well, I always go for Brazil and Netherlands.
He does like Netherlands, and Chris actually, my brother always loved it because when he grew growing up, he loved the three. He loved Van Basten and
Rijkaard and Hullet.
because he liked Milan.
Yeah,
He liked them. Yeah.
Oh, that was a super team.
Yeah, and he just that's why he actually loved George Weah as well because of just Milan. It was just
But see here, Argentina is like way down here, and Portugal's way down.
and I
here.
actually think them two should be.
So do I. So this is artificial intelligence machine.
Yeah,
And surprise, surprise, they put the current holders first.
yeah.
I mean,
See, so we were touching on this earlier, so we'll talk about it a bit now. This is what I said. I think Portugal, Argentina. I think the 2 points I think they can do real good is because I think Messi and Ronaldo are going to really show up because it's mid-season, and I think Messi in his mind has got a point to prove because of the season that just passed. Ronaldo knows it's his last major tournament.
I think, and Messi.
Yeah,
I think
and him too.
will
And I
play
mean,
on
and,
that as
I
well.
mean, and Ronaldo's come off, like I said, scoring 25 goals
Yep.
for the worst Manchester United team I've ever seen. And their team, like we touched on it, so Diaz from Man City, Cancelo, Pepe.
Yep.
I don't know who will be playing left back, but they got Patricio in goal, so that's a good back line. I know Pepe's a bit older, but that's why he's got Diaz with him. He's a younger.
Yep.
Then they got Bernardo Silva, Renato Sanchez, Bruno Fernandes,
Yep.
Ronaldo. Obviously, I mean it's a very well-rounded team. And then Argentina,
Jota as well.
Jota, yeah, forgot about it. So they could have Fernandes, Ronaldo, Jota as a front three, which is pretty good. I mean, you know, that's.
If they all keep winning, the way the draws come out, let's just say that the group favourites
Yeah.
winning.
Yep.
You're going to get
So what's Group A? Qatar, Ecuador.
Netherlands. So
I mean, Netherlands are going to be happy with that,
you're
don't
going to get one finalist, for example, out of the Netherlands, Argentina, Brazil, or Germany,
they? Yeah.
Spain.
Yeah.
One finalist out of that
Has to come from them, yeah.
has to come from that.
See, and I don't actually rate Spain's. I mean, listen, Enrique's a good coach. He's won, but I just don't think their squad's good
See,
enough.
I think this is one of their worst squads.
Yeah,
for
I
a
agree.
long
Yeah,
time.
for a long time I've seen. You go back even prior to their golden generation, the years before, like Raul and that, they had Morientes, Hierro.
Yeah.
This
And
is,
Luis Enrique
yeah, this
was
is
a
one of
great
their.
player.
Yeah, he's a real good player too. This is one of their worst teams in a long time.
So-
They don't have a goal scorer anymore. They went from
No.
having, like we said, they went from Raul, Morientes, Torres, Villa
Yeah.
to Morata. Morata
Supported
can't.
by Iniesta and Xavi.
Yeah, Morata couldn't buy a goal. I don't know how the guys have
no.
been playing up front his whole career.
You know, we were talking about Pedri.
But he's not a goal scorer. He's a good player, very good player he is. But, I mean, he's young. You're going to that's like saying, England, you know, putting their chances with Foden, just giving everything to him, you know. I mean, he's young. He's a kid.
And I think because the last World Cup where Japan got done the last minute by
Yeah.
Belgium, I think they're going to be a much smarter side. And I think Japan might well give...
Yeah, I think they will, yeah.
Spain,
So what's it? So it's Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, Japan. I mean, that's here, so you've written it here. Where is it? Group of death, according to world rankings, is B.
Yes.
England, Wales,
England, Wales, Iran, and
Iran,
US.
and USC. But I reckon that other group is more of a group of death.
And that was just purely on ranking.
Yeah, see, I reckon the
higher
Spain,
one.
Germany, Japan one is harder.
And that's the second highest, apparently.
Netherlands got to be happy with Group A. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I know they're playing the host nation, but they got to be happy with that.
Ecuador, not the bookies and everyone's not giving Ecuador a hope.
See, I mean,
They don't normally play that well away from
what did we
home.
say? The lowest ranked team is Ghana.
Yeah.
See, but I reckon Saudi Arabia are going to get a spanking again. We said that.
You know what? Because I think Messi will be fired up.
Yeah.
The first game is Argentina, Saudi Arabia.
Didn't his last international game he scored 5 goals against someone? Didn't he just?
Oh, against
He scored 5 goals like a couple
Estonia?
weeks ago. Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, whatever he that's like playing Saudi Arabia, isn't it? To him, and he could come
Yeah.
up and do something like that.
So in terms of, let me jump to the betting.
Tell you what, he could be a good bet for.
This is what
Golden
I'm
Boot
thinking.
now.
This is what I'm thinking. I've got the betting here because the list of the betting, there's not many Argentinian players mentioned,
Yeah.
right?
$15 he's paying. See, that I actually think he's a good shout to Benzema.
Yeah,
But then again,
Griezmann,
do you know?
Mbappe.
I actually think that one's a real good roughie because of their group.
So do I.
I'm $26 to
I'm
buy.
thinking Memphis Depay for the Netherlands
'Cause he's their
Lionel
focal
Messi
point.
and Martinez.
Yeah, Laturo, yeah.
He's 34.
Yeah.
$34.
He could effectively score more goals than. Not betting or financial advice, Dobster says.
No,
Yeah.
this is not financial advice.
No. Jim says, who will coach Australia after the World Cup? They will never let up on that, I don't think, Jim. They wouldn't. Australia are not that proactive. The FFA are not that proactive. They don't put things in place. They'll go and try to find someone with
I
a
mean,
Dutch with a Dutch last name, and that's what they'll do. They're not proactive enough.
They're still counting the cash for qualifying. So every team that qualified scored 21 million.
Ooh.
Gee.
And there's obviously every game you win is another 2 million.
Ooh. See, this is what plays into what he was saying before. What for Infantino to be wanting this 48-team World Cup, what are they getting out of that? They've obviously got to be getting something. For him to be wanting more teams, he's got to be getting.
So every
They get the rights in every other country anyway.
Yeah, they get the TV rights and everything as well. So
yeah, and there are not-for-profit entities. So after they've paid everyone's salaries, including Gianni Infantino's and all the rest of them, they pay out the rest. Which is where this money's come from. It's a $1.6 billion charity.
Yeah.
Football charity.
Dobster says, let him coach him. He goes, how hard can it be? About Australia. And then Jimmy says, how much are the Socceroos to win? You said that before, didn't you? 250,
I'll find it for you. 251.
251 to 1, Jim.
And we're not the highest.
Oh, what's the biggest? Ghana, did we say? Because of their ranking?
No.
Qatar,
Qatar,
Iran, Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Yeah, look, I don't fancy Costa Rica at all. I think Iran is probably better than that. 500 to 1, Costa Rica and Iran.
So, it's actually funny because I've had a good run going of predicting the Golden Boots for a few tournaments.
You're going to pick someone from Costa Rica?
Well, I got Griezmann.
Did you?
When he got it. I got Torres when he got it.
You got Ronaldo.
Yeah, that was going way back. I got Ronaldo. I just thought he was going to.
I got Davor Schuker at the time.
See, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
98. That would have been.
I got that one at the time.
And he only scored 6, did he? I think.
Yeah, 6. 6 has been. It's pretty much.
Yeah, so I've been actually on a good run with it. I got Torres.
You got the bloody Turk.
No, it's Croatian. Suka, wasn't he? It's Croatian.
Davor Schuker, not Hakan Schuker.
Not Hakan Schuker. Davor. He played for Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Same, almost the same part of the world.
The left footer. Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, I got Torres.
He scored the quickest World Cup goal.
Torres actually won it. I think it could have been a Euro when I got Torres. He only won it with 4 or something, but I got him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I got Griezmann, the World Cup. I remember John saying to me, nah, and I was like, mate, I just got a feeling about him. He's just...
Because Brazil was
They didn't
James
have Benzema.
Rodriguez, and he wouldn't have been in the...
Yeah, no one.
He would-
That one, no. And I got one of the Euro, because I saw his name then. The other Euro, one of the Euros, I got Lukaku.
Can't put him on here. This is Laib. He is the new mascot.
Is that the mascot now?
That is the mascot. He's supposed to be. I don't know if he's not a ghost.
Chris C says, awesome show, lads. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. And he's also got his thing on as well. So I found this lot about, and he's got wires here, so I can actually.
Yeah, that's right. I got Lukaku with. I can't remember if it was a Euro. I think I got him for a Euro. He got 5, I think. He joined it with someone.
Didn't
It was a Euro, I think.
Was it Thomas Muller got one?
He got one when he was young, his first World Cup, when they were saying, "Oh, he's going to go on to break all the records." They were saying, remember he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Him and
got 5
Ozil, they were all
goals,
young.
5
Yeah,
goals.
yeah. He did the Not when they won it. They won before.
2010.
Yeah, I reckon,
Yeah. He got that then.
So talking, what chances do you give them?
Germany.
Yeah,
I watched them against.
he's a good coach
I
too.
watched him in the Nations
He's a
League.
very good coach.
Hansi Flick.
I mean, like he's won a treble with.
Muller is rejuvenated.
He is.
I
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
He keeps playing Kai Havertz, who couldn't score Sorry.
He's not a goal scorer. I don't know why they play him.
And Timo Werner's lost his mojo.
Yeah, he's. But Havertz, I mean, you look at him. He's a number 10. He's not. I don't know why they keep playing him. He's good.
Germany.
He always just say one thing to me: never count them out. Never discount Germany.
I know, but
Because I think in my memory
they're hurt.
they've had one bad, which was the last one. That's the only one in my recent memory I can remember having a real bad one.
94. After winning 1990, they got knocked out by Bulgaria in the quarterfinal.
94.
that was not considered good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what I mean,
But-
last one was really bad.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
them.
yeah,
That's the only one
yeah,
I can remember
yeah.
really bad. You know, like usually everyone's always a bit. You're always a bit iffy when you got to play Germany. They're a bit.
When did they lose the final to Brazil? 98?
2002.
No, too. When Ronaldo's, yeah.
I got Ronaldo on the 60th minute in Rafford to score a goal.
He. I mean, not just that game. He tore that World Cup
He scored a goal.
to shreds. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
one of the better World Cup performances I can remember. He just.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was on a mission, wasn't he? He just.
So Germany, Spain. Look, Germany are going to come running out of the blocks because they're hurting
Oh, they're
the
better.
last World
I
Cup,
think they're
right?
better than Spain. And then again, like I'm saying, they're both coached by good coaches. So
I think. Honestly,
see, I mean, you know what?
Germany destroy usually the opening,
Yeah,
and they're playing Japan
I tell you what. If Werner,
first up.
you were talking about Werner, if he keeps playing the way he was playing for Chelsea, man, does he even go?
Well, that's a good point. Does he even go?
Because he's not been playing good for Chelsea, and I mean, and Tuchel stopped playing him at the end. So
Yeah, but he wasn't scoring. You're there to score
nah,
goals.
he's.
But even
I don't know. He went at Leipzig being able to score at Chelsea. It's like he aims. That is weird. Sometimes you see some of the misses from a striker's point of view, and I think, what the hell is he doing? It's
if
just,
I'm Hansi Flick, I'm looking for another striker.
yeah, they don't have
to
a.
support because they've got Leroy Sané.
Yeah.
They've got Serge Gnabry.
Yeah.
Those two, to me, are in the starting 11.
Yeah.
And
They're wide,
Yeah,
but that's how he plays. I think he's
They're
not
wide.
his central striker.
I don't know
is more of
who-
a decoy, isn't he?
and
to
then
that
Thomas
sort of-
Muller can come off the bench.
Who's that chocolate frog that you got on your shoulder?
That's the mascot.
That's the mascot,
Is it
Laib. This is Laib.
Lai?
Laib.
I mean, you know what? Thinking about it now, actually thinking about it,
Is it
not
Lai?
many of the teams have a big, out and out, just goal scorer. I mean, obviously Portugal do in Ronaldo, Germany don't. Netherlands have got Depay. Let's say, I mean, Argentina got Martinez, is a striker. Benzema. Other than that, there's not
Look,
really.
Watching the Nations League, I was only account.
Kane, and it's Harry
You're
Kane. That's probably the other
is-
actual
is-
Poland.
As a defender, you look on the first thing you do is look on the other side and just see who the danger person is.
Yeah.
Now Kane, I think, is one.
He's a goal scorer. Yeah, he's
Benzema looks so
I mean,
sharp.
He's in form, isn't he? If he keeps that form going on,
The goal he scored.
he's going to win. Is he going to win the Ballon d'Or? Yeah, surely he
He's
deserves
already
it.
got it.
He deserves it, doesn't he? I mean,
But then
I mean, listen, Vinicius been playing well too.
Lewandowski, Poland.
See, the thing about them is it's like they've got him, and that's
That's it.
like it's with Bayern or wherever he plays, he gets the ball.
Yeah.
For Poland, he has to go get it. It's a bit.
I'm surprised at how many goals he has scored. Given.
Oh yeah, for
the
his
team.
country,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think I asked you on the last show. Is he the best Polish player ever?
No.
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 Is he up there?
Yeah.
He's up there though.
Top. Second.
Top what?
I'd say
Top three, at least top three.
top three, maybe Gregor Lato. From
Yeah, that. A long time ago.
a long time ago was just a super.
No, you're that. He's Romania.
Romania.
Hadji, you're talking about. Yeah.
Hadji is Romania.
And Boniek.
So he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
He's up
Yeah.
Bonnier, Leto.
And they had a better Polish team. If you put Lewandowski in that Polish team
Back then,
then
yeah,
he scored
yeah.
even more goals.
Oh, listen, he got robbed of the Ballon d'Or anyway. What does the Ballon d'Or mean anyway? I mean,
It's a popular.
they even say it. What does
It's
it
a
mean?
popularity.
Exactly, it doesn't mean anything. If Ballon d'Ors, if it actually meant something, off topic again, I mean, Henri should have had some, like,
Yeah.
you know, a United player somewhere should have had one. They were dominant, like,
Buffon should have had.
yeah, like
one.
there's so many players that their teams were dominant, should have had something like.
I've known a few goalkeepers like Jean-Marie Pfaff and
Didn't what's his the German won it? Did he? Did he win it?
Oliver Kahn?
Or he come second or
Step
something?
Meyer.
I think Khan came second, or
Could have been.
but then I think he didn't win it because of the world. Yeah, because he got
Because of Ronaldo.
the world. Yeah, pretty much.
I know Ballon d'Or's Europe. Isn't it?
Mm.
No, it's not.
It's just they, you know,
Playing in Europe.
yeah, playing, yeah,
Yes.
European football. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because he won it, Ronaldo won it
Yeah.
3 times or something.
It's a popularity contest. You can't compare a goalkeeper to a forward, to a midfielder, to a defender.
That's right. It should be a positional thing.
Should be a
Yeah.
positional.
Well, what's his name won it when Italy won?
Cannavaro.
Cannavaro won it. He won it.
And Luka Modric won.
He won it. Yeah.
Uh,
Recently, yeah.
yeah.
See, well, I saw Zidane talking. Zidane goes, "I won the '98 Ballon d'Or." He said.
Okay.
He goes, but my year, he goes in '02 or something. He goes, was 10, 100 times better. He goes, if we won the World Cup, whatever. He goes, but my year,
Yeah.
like later, he goes, was
Yeah.
heaps better than my '98 year.
Yeah.
He goes, but because it's the only one I won, he goes, I gotta, I hold it close to me.
Yeah.
He goes, but my year wasn't as good as my best year. So, I mean, he's admitting it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But like I said, Henri, I mean, as much I hated him, but he played for Arsenal. But you telling me he didn't deserve one somewhere there? He was unplayable. Like,
Yeah, he was. He was. I remember seeing. Yeah, just some of those goals.
So, and you touched on that. That's
touched on
ridiculous. The accommodation thing.
Well, it gets better.
All right, here
It
I'll let
gets
you.
better.
I'll let you put that one out.
So there's a number of hotels in Qatar that will not take any bookings from same gender couples
But what? How do they know it's not just two? It's Rob and Kerry, just two mates.
or
Making
cousins or brother or
If you
or-
make a booking for two same gender, you're not going to get there.
How do they know you're not brother? Like Rob said, brother-in-laws or
sisters
mates
or
or something.
Well, don't you reckon that Qataris fuck each other?
Yeah, well,
so that's one thing. But they're going a step further. That if anyone who's single, if you get caught, I don't know exactly how you get caught having a one-night
you
stand.
got to be doing it in the street.
Well, then you can face up to 7 years in jail.
So if you get caught having a one-night stand in the World Cup in Qatar, this is
Jail.
This is ridiculous. This is
Jail. Yep. And if they don't like you, that's up to 7,
Yeah, but you know what?
up to
This
7 years.
this goes back.
You're going to miss the next one.
This goes back to what us three were talking about before, to bladder and all that. The fact that they gave these guys a World Cup is they know all this stuff already, and they still gave them a World Cup.
There's logistic problems getting there, logistic accommodation
It's
issues, infrastructure issues. What's going to happen after all those stadia? They're not going to all be used.
No.
This is why the bids from Australia and the US were better,
Yeah.
because those stadiums will be used after the World Cup.
Listen, our video was pathetic, our bid, but I mean,
Oh yeah, it was shocking.
yeah, with Julia and the kangaroo.
Yeah.
But listen, I remember the '94 World Cup. Australia or US are hosting a better World Cup than Qatar.
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I think so. And we're going to show.
The US was one of the best ones I remember.
We're going to show it next.
With the women's,
next year
yeah.
with the women's, because it's the same number of teams.
I mean,
We've hosted Rugby World Cups.
yeah, like
without
we've got. I mean, like I said, the US World Cup to me is one of the best I can remember. Like I was young, but it was
The only thing
because they know the thing about them over there in America is they know how to make an event of something.
yes,
That's just how they
yes,
are.
do.
I mean, they make NASCAR popular. And it's driving in a circle. They get 300,000 people there.
Yeah.
But they just know how to make an event out of.
And they turn a 80-minute Super Bowl into
Yeah.
a 4-hour.
Exactly.
4 hour
And it's cool,
extravaganza.
100,000. Like they just know how to make events out of something. Because they didn't even like football at the time.
No.
But every match was packed, wasn't it? Because they had the World Cup.
They had the best crowds. Yeah.
Exactly. And they hated soccer. So,
Well, that's probably why it's coming back in 2026.
Yeah.
But 3 countries: Mexico, US, and Canada.
see, and you touched on that. So what does that mean? They all get automatic qualification?
Yep. So CONCACAF only have 3.5 spots at the moment. There goes 3.
So then who's left there?
Actually,
So
there
that's-
goes 2, because normally they allow for 1 host. So
Yeah,
I
okay.
think they still might have 1.5 spots.
I mean, that's usually 2 of the 3 their usual qualifiers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mexico and USA.
Yes.
So that means there could be some bashings coming in that World Cup for
the
the
team
other ones that
could
come
be,
through CONCACAF.
yeah,
Lowly.
Panama.
Yeah. So let's say Panama get in and come up against. It's probably not going to happen. He's not going to be playing, but just example, say Panama coming up against Messi, you're getting smashed. Aren't you?
Well, they got smashed against England.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
El Salvador finally made it in '82, and Hungary beat them 10-1. 10-1.
Is your country have a chance, Baba? Will 48 teams? Will Cyprus make the World Cup? It's probably still won't.
I think so.
Cyprus played the Greeks during the
They
Nations
lost.
League.
But they lost. I think it was in Greece.
Was it?
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
my
but-
friend sent me a message. He goes, we just kicked your ass. He goes, I said, thanks, man. I think it was in Greece.
Yeah, that's really the rules. Are people anyone going there? And I know one of the people that get my World Cup newsletter is actually registered to be a volunteer.
Do you know? I was
He
going
is
to say that
he is a local referee
from here.
from here.
Okay. In our Premier NPL.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So he's registered. I'll keep in contact with
Cool.
with him
Cool.
and see what.
So do you know? I knew a lot of people that went to Russia. Knew a few people, obviously
Yeah.
you did, that went to Brazil. Now I don't actually know anyone this time that's going
To
personally.
Qatar.
That's going to the World Cup this time.
I knew a lot of people
Usually, every World Cup, I know someone that goes.
from the police force that go as volunteers
Okay.
out or even in Sydney when
Yeah.
they have their games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I usually know quite a few people that go
See this
to
is
the World Cup, but this time I don't know anyone that's going.
But this is the issue.
But then
with-
again, it could be COVID and
with
things.
Qatar as well. They're going to need more police, more just
See, what
more
are their
employees.
what have Qatar's, let's say, protocols been around COVID and that? Have they had?
they when they had the Arab Cup, they tested a.
Have they had
I don't know how.
protocols?
Yes, they have.
They have.
I don't know how effective this is, but they had a 15-minute test.
Okay.
So the fans went in, got tested,
Yeah.
and then were out to the game. Now they can't do.
Because I
it
mean,
for so they might do it when they arrive. Maybe I don't know.
listen, we've had a European Championship post COVID, so
Yeah.
obviously, I mean they know they can hold a tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Well, they had the Arab Cup because they
Yeah.
didn't have the competitive.
and I mean they've had a Copa America as well, haven't they? They've had an African Nations Cup as well
Mm.
post COVID, so they've had.
Yeah. Oh, I'm saying Qatar hosted.
Qatar, yeah.
So to prepare. So I don't know.
Jimmy says, "Is Australia ever going to host a World Cup event?" He said the Women's World Cup is coming here. Do you mean the men's? Jim, I mean we had that bid for this one,
We
like me
did.
and Rob just spoke about, which was definitely was a better bid than Qatar. If it wasn't rigged, listen, there's
Who knows?
don't beat around it. If it wasn't rigged, Australia will definitely in a good chance of hosting
Absolutely.
this World Cup that's coming.
It was because it was either
Who were they up against? They were up against America.
there was someone
Qatar.
else,
There
that,
might have been one other one that was strong.
there was one other one that they were pretty much.
England trying to go again, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're getting one soon. The one after the America.
Well,
I
the
think.
2030 Argentina Uruguay are putting in a joint bid as well,
Okay.
and I can only speak from experience, but the Argentinian fans are absolutely the best.
Oh,
They're so passionate, singing,
so
friendly. It was fantastic.
what
talking
does
to them.
that go to? Uruguay, obviously the first World Cup winners. How if they host it? What's that? How many years later is that from winning the first ever?
Oh, they won 2 in a row. They won 2 in a row.
Yeah, but how many years late? What
Actually,
year
no,
was
they
that?
won
What
30,
year was?
50. They won 1950.
They won
last
50
in a
in
row.
Brazil, but the first one was
1930.
so it'd be 100 years.
Yeah,
It'd be centenary.
I reckon that's why they're.
That could
they're
be why they're
bidding.
doing it. Yeah. So it'd be centenary because when they won the inaugural, did they host it?
Yes,
I'll say Uruguay hosted the first.
Yes.
That's probably why they're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
because their stadium.
Well, because
Centenario-
Brazil were the first team to lose on home soil, weren't they? In 1950.
No,
Yeah.
I think they were.
No. 34 and 38.
But it had a gap because of the war.
Because of
I
the
know
war.
that.
34. Italy hosted in 34 and won.
So Uruguay won it. Italy won it on home soil.
Then
I think Brazil were the first
Italy
host
won it
nation.
again.
Oh, maybe.
On French soil in 1938, I reckon.
Maybe. I remember I watched
Brazil only needed a draw. It was a group thing.
Yeah, I know. I remember watching this interview with this Brazilian guy talking about it, and the way he was saying it. He goes, "It was unbelievable." He goes, "Because there was 300,000 people there back then in the Maracanã."
No.
Yeah. He goes, like whatever it was. He goes, it was just.
It was.
And he goes, when
jam-packed.
Uruguay scored, he goes, it just. I know, obviously, it doesn't do it justice. He goes, but you could hear a pin drop. And there's 200,000 plus.
And Uruguay came from behind.
Yeah. He goes, when they scored, he goes, it just went.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a Uruguay fan, and they still. And they've lost to home soil twice now.
Yes.
Because when Jim's saying they got smacked, that was in Brazil, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When they lost 7-1.
Yeah.
That was home soil. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've lost. And they're still the most successful World Cup team.
Because the last two games of the 2014 World Cup, Brazil shipped 10 goals.
Yeah, 10 goals. So really, when you think about it, if you think about it, let's not say two, but they really should have one more because they should have won their home soil in 1950.
Yes, they should.
Oh, yeah.
See, if they win this World Cup now, they keep the big trophy. There'll have to be a new World Cup made, won't there? Because they've got the Jules Rimet. They've got that.
Yeah.
Or apparently,
it was stolen and melted down.
Whatever.
But they were given.
Yeah, but so if they win, they'll keep this one now. It'll be the third one. Is that right? I think so.
If they win again.
Yeah, they'll keep this.
Yeah.
So there'll be a new world. If Brazil win, that means there'll be a new World Cup trophy.
I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, I think that's right. Because they won 94. They won. It was the big one.
94, 2002. Yeah.
Yep. So they'll keep it.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Past the story.
So when they kept that one, what year was that? When they apparently kept Jules Rimet?
1970.
Yep.
So it's been since 1970. It's
Yes.
been the cup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to happen eventually, doesn't it?
Um,
Brazil. So I think it can be them. It can be them too, but they're not
designed
there.
and created by an Italian.
But I was going to say
Mr. Gazzaniga.
I was going to say they could keep it too. I think because but they're obviously not there.
Shut up.
You know what I mean? I'm saying I think them.
Italy are holidaying in Greece this year.
But I think they've won the big. I think they've won the cup, the big cup twice. I think they have. Brazil have.
82 and 2006.
Argentina. Well, if Argentina won it
Twice.
as the big cup too.
78 and 86.
86. So if Argentina or Brazil win it, what about Germany? Have they won it twice as the big cup?
They won it twice.
So there's a good
Yeah,
chance.
1990 and 2014.
So there's a good chance it's
Yeah.
a new trophy happening.
If that's which way FIFA want to go, they could change their mind.
Yeah. France too.
Twice.
Yes,
Yeah,
France as
98
well.
and yeah.
2018.
So there's a huge chance that it's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So that's four. There's a massive chance it could be a new trophy.
Brazil, Germany,
Brazil,
Italy are not in
Germany,
it.
not in it, but Brazil, Germany, Argentina, France,
Yes.
and then if you count Italy, there's 5 teams that
That
have
Are on
won
the
this
verge
one
of winning it
twice.
for the third time.
I'm just saying, if you count how many have won the cup style one twice.
In it. I'd rather go for
Shush.
Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands, they've never won it.
Yeah, I know. They should have won
Oh.
it.
They should have won against
Oh.
Germany. They won the Euro though. That after that, didn't they? Or before that? They won the Euro prior to the World Cup loss, or after?
No. Hello? Wait.
Yeah, they won the Euro in the 7th. Didn't they win it then?
They won it when Van Basten was.
88.
Oh, 88.
88.
Yeah.
Did they not win? Didn't they win a Euro? With,
No.
That's related to 69, Rob.
Oh, they didn't win a Euro with Cruyff.
No. No.
Oh.
No, but they made the.
Germany won 72.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Italy won 68.
88 is related to 69.
Women's World Cup is coming here, Jim. That is right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I don't listen, mate. It'd be amazing. But if but I think you know what? If they do it again, a men's one, they'll do the same thing they're doing for the women's. they'll get Australia, New Zealand to try.
And I
co-host
think that's their better bet.
Well, I mean, New Zealand have got some massive stadiums too, obviously,
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
rugby and
Yeah. They've got 3 or 4.
they have to. I mean, their big one that they've got that they play the Rugby World Union World Cup in. They've got a massive rugby one that they've had the World
What
Cup
about
final
the
in.
ones they play cricket in as well?
Yeah, they've got to be. They
So,
have to be.
Hamilton,
Well, we were talking about that
Hamilton,
today.
Wellington,
Our biggest
South
stadium is a
Christchurch,
cricket stadium in
Auckland,
Melbourne.
Dunedin. Yeah. It'll be a perfect time to showcase AFL if get the AFL people on board.
Mate, could you imagine a world? I know, listen, they'd have to change, put some extra seats in. AFL would have to shut down for a month, which so be it.
But they can have a round just to showcase
exactly,
during the World Cup.
Could you imagine a World Cup final at the MCG? Like,
I'm there.
but it would be massive. Like it's
Yes.
if you can get over 100,000 people
Yeah.
there. There's not many
Seated.
There's not many stadiums in the world that get 100,000 World Cup final.
No.
I mean,
seated,
Wembley at the Euro was 90 something, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
The new Wembley, I think, is 90.
90.
The problem that the AFL got, it's not their game.
It's cricket's.
It's a cricket.
So if cricket say we're giving it to soccer to host a World Cup, the AFL got no say.
Oh, it's the MCC.
Yeah, well, cricket own. We were talking about today. They actually
Oh.
own all the big stadiums. It's
Originally cricket club.
Yeah.
and
How
they
many little clubs?
and that's what he was saying today. For them,
The AFL.
they must have so much money because the AFL bows to them. They sign contracts for 30 years, to them. So they obviously got. Well, look, they got the SCG, they got the MCG. Adelaide Oval is cricket's.
Yeah.
Gabba is cricket's. Wacker, I mean, doesn't get used for AFL, but these are all big. So they've obviously got money. So they'll have a say.
We're gonna go on
They
that.
were
That's
smart enough to go and get a fucking
Yeah, that's it.
cricket because all these grounds are ovals.
Yeah.
They were built for cricket.
Yeah. And so we're hosting the World Cup, Women's World Cup, during an AFL season.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen if they're going to do it
So
in
the-
conjunction or if AFL is going to shut for
I know
because
here we're playing Hindmarsh because they're
Oh.
building the capacity at Hindmarsh.
okay, so they're not playing Adelaide Oval.
No, they're playing at Hindmarsh.
What are they expanding Hindmarsh to?
I reckon the minimum for women, which I think is 20.
See, we were
Well, it is 20 now.
we were talking about that earlier today. Me and him were talking about that today, actually about Hindmarsh today, and I was saying to him, do you ever remember the pitch there being bad? And he goes, only once. He reckons in the 80s. But then obviously that's when late 80s they started fixing it, expanding it, and
Yeah, that was.
it could have been
Well,
90s. He's saying early 90s maybe. But yeah, okay. But you know what? Hindmarsh is a good soccer stadium.
It is a good soccer stadium. You're close to the action.
Yeah, it is good. It's good to play on.
Circa 1977. Hindmarsh Stadium.
Look at the pitch there.
That's pretty good then.
Yeah, 77.
Yeah.
The last time I played on Hindmarsh got that photo up there of that pre-game when we were 04, and then I reckon 08, around 08.
Okay.
And every time I've played on it, the pitch has been immaculate.
Yeah.
So,
You makes you wonder how some of these players control the ball.
well, I was saying that to him. When the year we actually played at Thebe Oval,
Oh, yeah.
I reckon that's the best pitch I've ever played on.
Really?
Yeah. Because we were training on it. I was seeing it. It was one of the worst rains we had that year.
Right.
And the pitch was immaculate still. The water was just gushing off it.
A great
It
drainage.
was just... And I mean, how old's Thebe Oval? Like,
Yeah, it goes way
it
back.
was so good to play on Thebe Oval.
They're still trying to decide what to do with it.
We were talking about that today. Saying, are they doing anything there?
I don't know.
It's such a good place to play.
It's good.
They trained there for a bit. Crows were there for a bit, but not
It's a
anymore.
good location.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why they don't do that up. And yeah, it is real good, yeah. So,
What
See-
the clubs were looking for.
I know you're an avid follower of the balls. Have you actually...
I haven't got one yet. I haven't
Because
got
you
one
probably
of these.
can't yet, can you?
Oh yeah, for
Are you-
$350.
Is that how much they...
The Nations League all use them.
What, oh, so that's why it's... You can get it.
So it's a bit more streamlined. They had a chat to, I think, Buffon. I think it was Buffon.
Yep.
And they said they still say that the 2002 ball was one of the worst ever.
Was that the FIFA Nova?
Yeah.
I hate the gold one.
Yes.
I hated that ball.
That they all say that just
The Ferranova.
2010.
Okay.
Sorry, 2010, South
Yeah.
Africa.
Okay.
Sorry, my apologies.
See, I didn't like whichever one the FIFA Nova was, the gold one. I did not like that ball.
That was 2002, but the 2010
Yeah, I
with
don't
the
remember that one.
Jubilani.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was the one that.
And yeah, that did all
Yeah,
of
that
that
was
stuff.
terrible. There was something wrong with that ball.
This new one's got different panels, triangle type panels
Okay.
around it.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's supposed to be true, as in, well,
Yeah.
they all say that.
Yeah. Whatever.
But the Nations League games, I didn't see anything unusual in terms of.
Oh, I remember the Jobalani one.
That was played.
And keepers were like.
It was only Diego Forlan that managed to master it.
Yeah. I remember keepers were just they didn't know what was going on.
No.
It was.
Absolute hell.
Yeah, it was
So,
terrible ball. I remember kicking it. It was a weird ball.
I mean, they put more and more science into all of these. So
Well, I don't understand. Like I was saying it to you, like the '98 ball was a great ball. Like, why don't they just? And it's obviously it's Adidas every year, isn't it?
and the 78 balls.
Like, but why don't they just? Why are you changing the ball so much? Seriously, like
Marketing.
I know, but
You know what it is.
I know, but so
Like
the '78 one that was the black and
Tango. Yeah.
it was black, the black
Why didn't they
lines.
use the 1966 ball and see how good these players are.
Oh yeah, right.
When they
It'll break
kick
their
that
foot with these boots.
We get waterlogged.
Yeah.
there,
Okay.
Tell them they've all got to play with coppers.
yeah,
And they have to sew their own leather boots.
Yeah, that's it.
and they saw the
Well,
ball too.
Yeah.
yeah. Listen. I didn't like that ball. I mean, no one liked it. I didn't like the Ferro Nova. I think that's what it was called, FIFA Nova, the gold one.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, we've used sometimes the one that some of the Nike ones that they've used in the Premier League, we've had to use them here, and
Okay.
they were good balls.
Yes.
I didn't mind the Nike ones,
Okay.
but obviously Adidas is always It
Well,
must be a thing. It's the World
It
Cup.
is, and FIFA made a deal with India
Must
and
be good.
Pakistan to help promote the children,
Okay.
believe it, to get back
Yeah.
to school.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They said, if you're going to, we'll give you the contract if you send them to school first.
Okay.
And then they can go to school till 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Then,
Yeah, some of the
so,
some of the
That's what
Nike
this is.
ones I've really liked, and actually, you know what? We've used some Puma ones sometimes that are,
yeah,
are
okay.
good. Yeah, good balls. You know, you can tell the difference in
Yeah.
some balls. There's
Yeah.
some balls we've had some cheap ones that they've bought for training. I mean, you see people, all of a sudden you notice people are like falling, but it's because the ball sticks, and you're like, well, it's a shit ball.
Yeah.
And you don't, you know.
Yeah. But that trickle of the France 98 ball.
Yeah, that was a good ball. I loved
It's
that.
that and the Tango,
Yeah.
which is, and the proof is the Tango from the 78 is
Yeah.
still being
Made.
made and
Yeah.
sold. It's still being purchased.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, they have a good. The '98 one in particular, like I remember kicking it. You can get a good whip on it. It's a real good. It's
Yeah.
got a good curl to it. Like it's. Look like I'm saying, you get a good curl. Look at it like I remember like David Beckham's free kick with
Yeah.
that ball against Colombia. You
Yeah.
could get a good spin on it. It had a
Yeah.
real good. It did. You get a good feel to it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know what. Hopefully this one, but like you said, it hasn't looked.
Speed
Nothing
Speed
since
shield.
that 2010 one has looked like a ball has done that. Which
no.
because I think they made it too light.
Yep.
That's what I think it
Yeah.
was. They're not ready for a guy. Let's just say, like we said, Rooney, Ronaldo, and that can hit a ball so hard. The ball wasn't made for it because it just was.
And a lot of these players just had problems with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Not to mention.
I
the
think I
goalkeeper.
remember you saying, you said Buffon. I think I remember De Gea talking about
Yep.
the movement because
Yeah.
it did something to your eyes, he reckons, because it just wobbled. Or Casillas, maybe it could have been. It was one of them saying it. I remember, and these are, big time players.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. So. Yes.
and I mean, we touched on the accommodation, didn't we?
Yeah, but this is every person actually is going to have a mini World Cup passport
Okay.
called the Hire card.
Yep. Okay.
I haven't got a picture of it.
Oh, because the song is the Heya Heya.
It is.
So it's the Heya card. Oh, I still can't get over the accommodation thing that you said, the pricing.
But it's
But that's the song. Like
I better be careful because I can't play it too long.
So they went 1 year. They went from Ricky Martin, Cup of Life, to Heya Heya.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. We're in on it. See this? We're showing you the songs, we're showing you everything. Who sings it? Is it one of their songs?
There's two locals and a Jamaican.
Okay. All right. So, last thing we can end on, we'll say is we've talked about it a bit. I know it's early. We even asked him, if you have to pick from now, who you picking?
Who am I picking?
Yeah. I know. Listen, obviously we're going to be back with some other shows. We're definitely going to do some watch-alongs. We said what we might even do is we're going to try pick a day. I think that's got a few good games, and we're going to sit here, probably here in the studio, do a watch-along while we've got a barbecue going, and
we can see
me,
if we
Rob,
can
Chris,
find,
Jim will all be coming in and out of the stream.
see if we can find Australia.
So hopefully we get Australia in that with some other good games.
So Australia are playing.
I wonder when Australia France is. Oh, there we go.
It's on the 22nd of November.
At 7
p.m. local time. So +7 is not good. That's going to be 2:30 in the morning.
That's a bad one.
You want to see? I'm definitely watching this. This is a perfect. So this will be a Tuesday night at about 7:30. Oh, that's early. Even 5:30. Argentina and Saudi Arabia.
5:30 p.m.
Yeah,
it will be.
Yeah.
See, we could do that. We could start a day of 5:30, 7, watch 3 games. We definitely will, because Jimmy wants to get in on them with us. Chris wants to come for the few
and
World
the
Cup
Denmark
ones.
Tunisia game's on at 9 that day. So there's what we can watch. So
what a thing that's going to be, Denmark. What a thing that's going to be for touching on him for Christian Eriksen.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost died in the Euros.
He did.
And he's going to play in the World Cup.
Tunisia, Australia is 5:30 p.m.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll
try to do that
on a Saturday.
Rob notoriously he'll take the month off for the World Cup, so he'll be free.
I'm on night shift.
See, there you go.
I'm going to sleep during the day.
Usually, once there's a major tournament, Rob has got annual leave. Just it happens.
Yeah, it just
it just happens.
4 games a day. How are you supposed to keep up with 4 games a day? And write a newsletter.
So, we're definitely going to come back for some watch-alongs and stuff like that, which will definitely be fun. And Jimmy wants to get in on them with us. He likes them. That's good.
And we might do a bit of an overlap with HFD, who do some wonderful stuff with AFL podcasts, food reviews. Now we could do an international food review
we'll do a food for the 2 teams that are playing.
We could do. I'm sure most of these countries make an ale or
exactly.
or some sort of drink,
some sort of liquid beverage.
Absolutely.
All right. So these are the 2 questions I'll ask you 3 questions. I know it's hard to pick. You can't pick them, but player of the tournament, golden boot, and the country that wins. What do you reckon?
All right, player of the tournament, Messi.
You know what? I agree. I actually think it's going to be Messi or Ronaldo. I think one of them.
I'm going to go for Messi.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those big dogs. That's what
Golden boot, Martinez.
So Argentina. Yep. See, I think it could be Messi. But then I said to you, what? I actually got a real thing for Depay just because of their group.
Yeah, and the thing is,
because imagine you get
the round of 16. If Netherlands top the group, could either be England or Wales. Now, if Wales somehow jag top, it could be Netherlands, England in the round of 16.
Yeah.
If England go top and Wales could run out of steam.
And it'll be Netherlands, Wales. And they could
and they could score some more goals.
Well, I'll tell you what, what's his name's going to play in America now. Their best player,
where's he gone?
LA. Mm. Not Galaxy, the other
one.
Yeah. I can't remember but the other LA. Oh, he's another one. When they're talking about him, you think he's 40 years old. He's 32. Bale. Now that's he's fallen off a cliff as well. You think about it as well. He was playing with me. I'll bring it back to him. If he just had the mentality like Ronaldo or something,
he
he should be his national hero. you're 32. Seriously, like, jeez, man. Like,
How many injuries, mate?
yeah, I know, but
Two.
injuries up. Like
You know,
it looked like he just wanted to play golf.
I don't want to go
seriously.
too far back, but I'm going to go through that. Stanley Matthews,
Played to his 50s.
55 in the first division, but instead of having holidays, he kept himself in shape the older he got.
Well, that's what they're saying about
Now,
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's doing the same thing.
You know, his ashes are buried in the centre circle at Stoke. Sir Stanley Matthews.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it was the last club he.
Yeah.
So they that's what they did. They
Stoke
cut a
and
thing out.
Blackpool.
Yeah.
He started for.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like Ronaldo, like you said, love him or hate him, he does the things with his body, doesn't he? And he you watch him, he might have a knee injury here and there during the year, but it's like a strain, and he's 37. He pretty much plays every game. Same with Messi. He's 34 or 35, and he plays all the time. Like, so they're obviously taking care of themselves.
And I think, I think.
And Benzema's he's got to be the same as Messi, I reckon.
He's 35, isn't he?
I reckon it'd be Messi, 34, around there. But you know what I mean? Like we touched on that
We
last
touched on
time.
it last
Yeah,
time,
they're saying
yeah.
a lot of the goal scorers are older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Giroud scoring.
Well, they showed it was Ibrahimovic, Giroud, Immobile.
Yeah.
They were all in Italy. They were leading in Italy. In England, it was
Kane.
It was Ronaldo, Kane. Like they were older.
Yeah.
And then in Spain, I think was Benzema, obviously Benzema, but it was all older players.
Yeah.
It was
Suarez.
yeah, he was older. Yeah,
He
at the
was in
time,
there as
Griezmann
well.
was over 30,
Yeah.
and it was all older
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
So, well, they say you got to be quick up here, don't you?
Well, this is why I think this is a different Argentina.
Yeah, I think Messi drops
So
in a
I'm
bit.
going to go 3 for 3 for Argentina
There you go.
this time.
See, I actually think
It's got nothing to do with those things back there.
no. See, I actually think I'm going to go a bit of a. I like what he said. I'd actually like Brazil to win it. It'd be good to see Brazil on top again. I think they'll be up there, but I actually think Argentina. I'm going to go Argentina or Portugal. I just think I don't know. Portugal's
They
team
could
is
meet
just,
in the final if they both top their groups. Then
Would that be-
they would not meet until the final.
is that written in the stars or what? Ronaldo Messi
Know what I mean?
final or what? That's written in the stars.
It is, isn't it?
Jeez.
I reckon that would be one of the biggest marketing.
Everything would just be. It wouldn't even be Portugal. It'd be Ronaldo versus
Yeah.
Messi. That's what it would
Yeah.
be.
They've changed that right around.
See who they got. Who of Argentina? Who's in goals for them? See, we touched on this last time. Saying Brazil have probably got their
Best
two goalkeepers ever. Oh, they have to. It is.
Yeah.
And either or, they're good in goals. Will Thiago Silva still play by then at the back? I don't know. I mean,
That's my concern.
Their defence is a bit-
yeah.
but their midfield. I mean,
Casemiro.
yeah, I was going to say they got.
Yeah, but he's
Who else they got in the middle? They play Casemiro. What's his name for us? Plays every now and then, but he's off. Fred.
I mean, Fernandinho's now.
Fernandinho's gone back to Atletico Pyrenees. He's
So he's
older.
I
Maybe
just-
a year too late for them.
Yeah, I just think that backbone from the back could be an issue.
Then again, they smashed the qualifying, didn't they? But that doesn't mean anything.
But I had a good squad last time.
Yeah. Trying to think who they got. Casemiro. Fernandinho. I don't think he'll play.
No, I don't think so.
Trying to think of their backline. They went from having these stalwarts like Lucio and all that to just.
Yeah, Roberto Carlos and Capu.
I mean, Capu, Aldair. They had you knew them, but now it's just. It's like the position they always lacked was the goalie, and now they got two of them.
Yeah,
So you know what? He picks Allison, but I actually prefer.
Edison at the moment.
I don't think he's got as. Allison has more of a mistake in him. I think that's me, and because it's a tournament, a mistake's going to cost you. Whereas during a league, you can get away with it because it's a league.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, I just think he's got more. I don't know. He likes him more, but I actually think Edison's better.
Look, it's not a bad
Oh,
problem
it's
to
not.
have.
It's not. But
Because I thought the two Belgian goalkeepers, Courtois and
they had three at one stage, didn't they? Courtois, Mignolet, and another one. I think they had.
yeah. And I thought at one point it was difficult to pick who was Belgium keep producing great goalkeepers.
Well, even what's his name? Poland they got Szczesny,
Yeah.
Fabianski. They
Yeah.
got like keepers to choose
I'm
from.
going to need them.
Yeah.
I'm going to need them because I haven't got much else.
See, that's where I think England are iffy. I don't rate Pickford.
And look, I saw Ramsdale in one of the second games in the Nations League, and I don't know if nerves got to him.
Listen, he makes good saves and that for Arsenal, but still don't consider him a top
Their
tier.
biggest loss in 94 years.
Yeah, no.
Hungary 4, England
Yeah,
0.
no.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, I know they're a bit iffy in goals, England. I mean, they got. I don't. They're iffy at the back. That's
Yes.
where I think. Listen, their midfield's okay. You know, they got Declan Rice, Phillips. So I think they're like us. Their coach is a
See,
bit.
you're putting a bid for Rice.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're a bit like us. Their coach is not up to it. But I mean, they've got a good forward line. They've got a good midfield. And I remember I was saying it to you. I was actually watching this thing with Ferdinand, and he said it. He goes, the first name on my team sheet for England, he goes, would be Walker.
Wow.
He goes, he's actually better defensively than Trent and Reece. He goes,
I thought this James is better.
yes, he reckons that's what he said. He goes, this might be controversial. He goes, because you got to go with Southgate plays 3 at the back.
Yeah.
He goes, I'd play
okay.
Walker in the centre back because he's got
quick.
pace.
Yeah, he's quick.
He goes, and I'd play James that's what Ferdinand said, ahead of Arnold. He goes, it might
Defensively,
yeah.
James is better.
He goes, it might touch people the wrong way. He goes, I'll pick him ahead of Trent.
He ran that show.
He's good, James.
Defense
I like
in the Champions League final against.
But I mean, so then look at them. So let's say they play Walker and Maguire.
No, I didn't think.
No, but that's who he's going to play. He loves it. And I mean,
that's a problem.
I'll be loving that if you're Neymar and you see Maguire, let's just say, or you're Ronaldo, he plays with him every week. He's going to love that, isn't he? Like if say Portugal,
Maguire was playing against Hungary.
Yeah, no, he's terrible. And the thing
That's
is Maguire even? Southgate's been picking him, even though he's had one of the worst years I've ever seen. But now Man United got a new coach, it's clear to the world he's trying to replace because he's not trying to replace Varane.
No.
So is Maguire even go? If he doesn't play, how can he? He can't justify picking him. And then who do they play? Tyrone Mings. Well, it's true that they don't actually have anything. Like they went when we've talked about it. Like they went from having Campbell, Ferdinand, Terry,
Adams.
before Tony Adams, Keown,
Bold.
to this.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, Adams, Adams, Terry, Ferdinand, Campbell, mate, I'm happy to pick from them.
Yes.
To Mings, Maguire. I mean, even Stones.
These were intimidating central
Definitely.
defenders. The Stones isn't intimidating.
No, he's too. And is he even going to play for City as well? Because when now Diaz, Laporte.
That's a better combination.
Yeah, that's who he picked in the end. He stopped picking. He was playing Stones right back.
Yeah.
When he needed cover.
Yeah.
He was putting Cancelo left back. And so, I mean, that obviously means he's versatile. Stones, he can go do it. But he probably fits into that system. Knows his Guardiola's back. Yeah, they're iffy at the back. Their keeper's shit. Defense is crap. Yeah, I don't know how did they even get. They got the final because they got the home. I don't even know how they got the final.
I got lucky.
I mean, they got a good goal scorer. We said that. Foden will.
He's just not ready.
No, he's young, But I mean, Sancho could come to form with United. He might go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rashford. Sterling, they're saying could be leaving City.
Yeah. What about Mason Mount?
I don't mind him. They're like. I think they gas him a bit. Obviously, like the English do, they gas up their players.
Yeah.
But I don't mind him as a 10 because he gets goals. I think he's a goal. He gets goals. So yeah, it's their back line, isn't it?
Look, and the thing
See, Netherlands. We looked at Netherlands. Netherlands. I mean, you got Van Dijk back there. We said they got these young Dutch.
you could still Urian Timber has had the Ajax backline has had a great season.
Exactly. So you put Timber with Van Dijk, they're both rapid, which that's a struggle for
and they're strong.
Yeah, that's a struggle for a striker already.
And they're strong. Dumfries, who's playing well.
That's who's playing right back. Sorry, Dumfries, and the other one that they're saying United in for Malachia is playing left
Yeah.
back. They're all rapid, which is, a thing. So they're better off than England, I think.
I think Donny van der Beek.
If he starts playing
if
for
he
Ten
starts
Hag, he'll
playing,
go. Yeah,
he'll
because Van Gaal liked him to begin
Yeah.
with. So
Yeah.
but you know what? I credit, mate. Hat off to Van Gaal. He goes, "You're not playing." Not Van der Beek wasn't getting a run, so why is he going to pick him?
He's taken the Dutch
Yeah.
World Cup
Yeah.
before. He's,
Yeah.
he's a Champions League winner. He
Yeah,
knows,
yeah. So
he knows what he's doing.
I mean, listen, the only position they really, like I said, I don't mind him for Golden Boot, but is sort of their central striker. But Depay's a good player. That's...
If they get a good run, I think because Depay takes penalties.
Yeah, he does, I think, yeah.
He's up there, absolutely. He's a very
$36 he's paying.
yeah. That's a very good bet.
Oh, Zakal saying the Cricket World Cup is here in October. So that means we're hosting two
World Cups in a year.
So 2 different sporting World Cups within 6 months, or 7, 8 months.
Sorry, is that T20 or one day?
One day, isn't it?
Is that one day, Zakal? Yeah, I'm not
Or
sure.
T20?
Could be the one day. We've had the
Could be
one
the
day
one.
one here before, haven't we?
I think
I
so.
think we won it. We did, because we won 3 in a row or something. 3 with Ponting and Warren and all that when we were
Yeah.
dominant. We won 2, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I think one of them was here, the first one. Going back around that time, like
Yeah. Okay.
2000 something.
So yeah.
That's good for Australia.
So who's you're picking Brazil?
No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Portugal, Argentina. One of them, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You
don't know.
told me to pick one.
I'm gonna go Portugal. I don't know why. I don't know.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I don't think it's that. I just think it's their team. Like you said, they've got Jota, Ronaldo.
I think it's one of the most complete teams front to back.
And you know what the thing is? They always do what they did. They struggle in qualifiers, but they actually perform in the tournament. Like they did it when they won the Euro. They barely qualified and they barely got out their group.
But this is sometimes it keeps a team on edge.
Yeah.
And fired up.
Well, look at England. England notoriously smash their qualifying all the time, and then don't win anything. Do
No,
they?
and the thing is,
'Cause
usually when a team, when they easily win the first 3 group games, they don't end up winning.
Yeah. That's right. There you go.
Not without if there's a struggle in there, that's what they need.
It is the T20 World Cup, Zakal said.
Okay, T20.
Oh,
It's okay.
All right.
So still 2
Big bash.
there's a big bash.
ex-Greek coach.
Hit and run.
Ex-Greek. Is it the ex-Greece coach coaches Portugal? Jimmy said. Is that right? That's what Jimmy just said. Did he coach?
Yeah,
Greece?
Mendes.
Oh, okay.
Santos.
He was, Santos.
Yeah.
Santos.
He was coaching Greece.
Yes.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually coach. That,
Well, yeah, of course.
they're saying Ronaldo was when they won it. He was on the sidelines going off, and the coach was just standing there.
Well, look, I tell you what. When you know the players as a coach, and they know.
Yeah.
There's not a lot you can say after.
Yeah. Oh, listen,
50th
I
game.
think you know as a coach anyway. Listen, if you've got a personality in your team like a la Messi, Ronaldo, whatever, the players are going to listen to him
And look, and you
because
say,
they
this
look
is-
up to him.
This is the game
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
You guys know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Like, I don't think there's anything actually wrong with it. Like, I've known that, like, been a captain and that, like, players look up to these senior figures and they listen to them.
Yeah.
I did it, like when there's.
But that's where I don't know why with some of these coaches they're yelling every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You need your captain to be the
Yeah.
coach on the pitch.
Well,
Especially with a large crowd, you can't hear them anyway.
I bring it back to United all the time because obviously I support them. But they said Alex Ferguson says that in his book. He goes, I went from guys like Brian Robson, Roy Keane. They were running everything for me. Because I knew they could run everything.
Yeah, and as I said, you turn up on match day because I even I did this once for the state team, and I said, look, you know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what to do. We're playing this. I want you to just take your time.
Yeah.
Hold the ball a bit possession wise, and don't get overexcited.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And they knew. I said, apart from that, listen to your captain, listen to your team leaders, and they'll carry it out.
Yeah, see, it's funny when you say about that. I think it depends on what stage of your career you're at. Like when I found it when I was first coming through, and like in senior football. I mean, I was only young, 16, but like it was hard, like, to take so much in. I preferred, I brought it back to Chris Tradger. He goes to me, go out and have fun.
Yeah.
That's what he said to me.
Yeah.
And I went out and just, he goes, you're here. He goes, I'm picking you for your game. He goes, go play your game. And that was his and I was like, okay.
I sometimes, what I did was, I may have given out 5 instructions, but not to the one person.
Yeah.
To defense, I say, look, there was one player I had, and I told him, just, it was, do what you do there. Don't worry about anything else. Don't remember anything. Just get out there and play your game because I know it's going to work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's why you're here. Yeah. See, I find you see these, I've seen it coming through the rank and seeing coaches here that overkill, and they go to a youngster and go, and then he goes on the pitch and but he didn't know what's going on because he's trying to comprehend it all, trying not to make a mistake because he's, and I think one of the best ever things you're saying to a youngster is, you know what, go out there and don't be afraid to make a mistake. You make a mistake, so what? Just go, especially to an attacker. Go.
Yeah, and as I get older, I said, look, because especially attackers, if they're attacking third, try and get past him one-on-one. Right. You might fail 4 times.
By the time you do, you might score.
But if you get past them twice each half, there's possibly 4 goals.
Whereas then,
that's all we need.
Now, like I know now at this point in my career, like I'm captain now, still, like I'm old, but I know I can put more on my shoulders, so to speak, because I can, I'm experienced now. I know what's going on. I know my game. I know people's games, and I can. You're pretty much being like a coach when you're you're more experienced because like you said, you know your players, you know your team. I know that if a certain player he makes a mistake and I rip him, his head's going to be down. I know a certain player, if I rip him, he's going to go, I'm going to be pumped now. You learn that.
You do.
Whereas, I think it's a lot of. I think here, especially this, and I don't know about over in Europe and that, but the coaches here try overkill it a lot now, which, I don't know why. I mean, I'll bring it back to, I was watching a thing with Rooney, and he goes, I remember my first game for Man United. He goes, Sir Alex said to me, get the ball and get it as close to goal as you can. He goes, that was his instruction to me. I mean, this Man United. He goes, get the ball, and I want you to get it as close to goal as you can. And he goes, the closer you get, he goes, you can have a shot or something, aren't you? And he scored a hat-trick on debut in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So
and that's what Fergie was doing. He's giving separate instructions.
That's it.
But only one or
that's
2.
Right. And then you would have went to gigs or something, and he would be talking because he's older, his experience is. Yeah. But I just think I think sometimes your coach that is just overthinks things, and he's notorious for it now, isn't he?
He does.
It's sort of a stick they're beating him with now.
But you notice he's constantly talking.
Yeah, he does.
He's constantly. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
You've apparently bought all these accomplished internationals. They can think.
See, so you obviously know him. He idolizes Cruyff, right? That's what he's based his whole thing on. Was he like that? No. He sat back.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I don't remember clips of Cruyff losing it as a coach, even as a player. He was captain. He wasn't.
When Milan outplayed Barcelona in that Champions League final,
as a captain, he more led by example as well, didn't he? He wasn't very.
He was directing.
He was directing, but he led. He played.
Yeah. But he'd make 1 or 2 things. He'd sit back down.
So I mean, Pep idolizes Cruyff. Like he's got him on a, he loves him. He says it like he goes, hey, Saint Guardiola, like he says, he goes, everything I owe is. He says it to Cruyff
because he learned at La Masia.
Yeah. He goes, but he wasn't like that. It's weird. He was, seems more reserved and.
Because Conte's over, I think.
He goes. I think him and all of them. Well, remember Mourinho said it. We're talking about Mourinho said it. He goes, if I acted like Conte and Klopp, he goes, I'd get a 5-week ban. And he's right. He is right because he does. He gets picked on. Why are they allowed to do it? Klopp goes into people's face and he borderline spits on them, and they go, he's passionate.
It was like this.
Yeah, they go, he's passionate. But Mourinho does it. They find him.
I don't know.
It's weird. It is.
It is, and I remember when I was coaching elite teams, you just get to a point where, and you're talking to them all the time off the pitch.
Yeah, that's right.
Look,
there's not so much you can say on a game day, honestly. How much
there isn't. And there's
you know your game plan.
And then you tell them and say, look, if every one of you outplay your opponent, we've won the game.
See that from a captain's point of view, that's one of the things I always say. We go in our huddle, and I just say, that's what I say, lads. Every one of us wins our individual battle, we'll win.
Yeah.
That's
No contest.
That's it. So if we
Yes.
even 6, 7 of us win our individual battle, we should
Yes.
get on top.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. You
It's
know?
not a difficult game in that
Yeah, I know.
respect.
I know. I know. It's just
So yeah.
what? So can it ever replace playing?
No.
No,
No.
that's the closest thing.
Yeah. When you can't play no more,
So actually,
You
Harry.
coach,
I
but-
watched a thing with Harry Kuehl,
I love
and he reckons he prefers.
coaching.
Yeah, which is crazy. I remember
I
he's the
find
only
it
person I've ever
strange.
heard say that.
I find that very strange.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There is nothing better, and it's
Oh
not
yeah, I
just
agree.
about scoring goals, but that tackle, that header,
Everything about
that
the game.
through ball, that
I've said that to people as well. I say, listen, everything you do as a player, I said, is for that feeling on game day. I
Yes.
say, training gets mundane.
Yes.
There'll be times you'll be like, no,
yeah,
training, but you
Yeah.
do it so you can play that Saturday.
yes,
That's
Yeah.
it. And then when you're on that line, it's completely different when it's a game day. It's
and then I tell the players that when you get on this pitch, no regrets.
yeah, that's
when
right.
You, when you get off, no regrets.
100%.
You get one chance each game.
See, you would have been. How long have you been coaching now?
Oh, I stopped, right?
Yeah, no, but
25 years.
so longer than you're playing.
No.
Then, oh, not so then you're senior playing.
I was coaching and playing.
Oh,
there was a
parallel
little
with each other.
overlap.
Yep.
Uh,
I did that one year.
while I was
as well.
playing seniors, I was coaching
Yeah,
juniors.
okay. Yeah, that's okay.
So there was an overlap
Yeah,
there as
Well,
well.
that's what I did. I coached the 18s one year when overlapping. Yeah, it's coaching stressful though, because I always say it's because you're not just worried about.
Coaching orphans is less stressful.
Yeah. Well, the thing about coaching is you're worried about not just 11. You're worried about 20 something people.
Yeah.
You're not worried just
Yeah,
about number one.
No. And that's the thing. The other thing about joy about playing, I suppose, is you've got a simpler mission.
Yeah, of course, because you're
You know, you got to think, oh look, I haven't given Johnny a run.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, because you can feel bad. Oh, why haven't I played him? Why haven't I done this? Why haven't? And you got people coming to you like they're talking about that, like about with United. Let's say when Ole was interim, they go, yeah, everything was going well when he was interim. They go because then the minute he got the job, you got people knocking on your door saying, hey, why aren't I playing? Because you're the manager now.
Yes.
You're not interim.
Yes.
It's all these different parallels.
But the problem is at that level, you're there to win.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's what Alex Ferguson said. He was saying about when they won the first FA Cup because it was a replay against Palace,
Oh, that's right.
and he bought that keeper from Aberdeen. I forget his name, and he goes, "We just drew," and then he goes, "I dropped him," and he goes, he was one of his best friends, and it's in the new Amazon documentary. He goes, still to this day, he doesn't talk to me, the keeper. He goes, but he knows it was the right decision. He goes, because we went out and won 4-0 in the replay.
Right.
He goes, he knows it was the right. He didn't play for United ever again. He goes, I felt bad. He goes, because we were friends. We were from Aberdeen together. He goes, he hasn't spoken to me still to this day.
No.
He goes, but he knows it was the right decision. Because obviously he does, because United won. And but he took it to heart. But they do, people do it.
Yeah, well, that's just it. But
He's spoken about it from
talking about
he's been a president of a club. You know, he had to sack a guy that was one of our best friend was our coach.
Yeah.
And he held a grudge against him for 30 years. And it was someone that was,
Yeah.
and he actually voted for him. He was president, but because the vote went against him, and he held the grudge with one person, not with. But that's just what people do, isn't it? I know it's crazy, but that's the politics.
That's the thing as a coach. The higher the level, the more a man manager, and less. You've got to know the game inside out for a captain.
100%.
But you've got to know how to manage these guys
100%.
because you can change their performance by 30%.
Well, see, that was again when I watched the Ferguson documentary. He says that he goes, I knew. He goes, my man management thing was. He goes, once I wanted him. He goes, I got in with the family. He said I'd go there, have a cup of tea with the mum.
Yeah.
He goes, find out what his family's like.
Yeah.
He goes, you get in with the mum, and he goes, you're in. That's what he said. He goes, because they trust you, they'll let their kid come and play for you, and you know, and then that's what they all say. Every Giggs was saying it. He goes, Sir Alex would ask me questions. He goes, about things. He goes, I didn't even know he knew about in my life. He goes, that's why we all looked at him like a father. He goes, because he just knew everything.
Yeah.
So his man management was just next level. You know what I mean? Like he took the time to do it. That's
Well, he understood the psyche aspect.
I think more than the football.
On having a player ready for game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, he said that. That's again. He's saying Giggs was saying that. He goes, he would come up to me and say, Ryan, we're playing Milan in the Champions League in 3 weeks. Get ready. And he goes, then it would click to me. Ryan goes, oh, yeah, but Gaffer, that's 3 weeks away. And he goes, I don't care. Get ready for that game. He goes, you just get it in you. He goes, you didn't even care that you weren't playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He goes, because he'd just make it. You think about that one moment because you didn't even care. I wasn't playing Premier League for 3 weeks because you knew he wanted you for that.
Yeah.
So no one complained about not playing, and
which means he had a very
his man management was good. That's right.
Standing.
That's right. So
Yeah, but Figgy wanted to get in with the mum.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Zakal says, take care, KP and Rob, everyone on the live chat. See you on the next one. We definitely will, Zakal. So everyone that's here, we should apologise. We haven't been around lately, obviously, like you guys saw last week. Chris and Jim, they had lost a close friend of theirs. So, and then we were sick, and that's why we haven't been around. But the boys did a great tribute to their mate last week, which was,
it was really good, actually.
it was good. And it was real hard for Chris and Jim doing it. There was one of Chris's, in particular, he baptized one of Chris's kids, so it's a very real close friend of Chris's, and so he'd actually been on the show, and they did that tribute and everything. So there's been a few things. That's why we haven't been around, but we've come back tonight with the World Cup podcast, and we will be back in full force now. So
we'll have a few more, and we'll work out a plan for the actual World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely gonna do watch-alongs. Like I said, there's gonna be one of those games. We're gonna look at the fixtures more, where there's a 3-game gap. Yeah, we'll be here. We'll have the barbecue going. Me, Rob, Jim, Chris, John will all be coming out the stream.
Do a bit of a food challenge.
Yeah, food challenges in between. We'll get 2 hosts, and we'll get 2 other hosts, and we'll
rotate it around.
Make a day of it, and But other than that, thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you all.
It was good. Me and Rob love doing the World Cup podcast. I was thinking back to it. It started from. Obviously, I met Rob. Rob was my coach, if anyone doesn't know. But we obviously became friends off the field with my dad and that as well. And Rob, we've had a thing where we get together and we watch games of football, don't we? Especially the Manchester Derby, because Rob's a Man City fan, I'm a United fan. And we always said we'd like to do something together where we could sit there and talk about soccer or commentate or something. And this has given us that opportunity, and it's fun, isn't it? It's good. You get to talk about something you enjoy, and it's.
Remember the time I put you in goals?
I saved the penalty.
So it's no big deal, right? Saving a penalty.
Exactly. Now, was that?
It was.
Yeah, against them. Yeah. Tell you what, I played many positions going up, but it's
gives you appreciation for all those positions.
I think it does. Like now I've gone and filled in at like centre back, and I actually think I can play centre back. Like I actually do. It comes so, and I think it's because I know what strikers want to do.
That's right, and this is why.
I mean, look, Mateus did it, didn't he? Like at a top level.
As a coach, you swap them around. So for their development.
Yeah.
So hang on, you're a forward. I'm going to play your defence.
Yeah.
You know how a forward thinks.
Exactly, and the thing about it is I've still got pace, so I can get back. I know what a striker wants to do.
And then when you go back to forward again, you'll know what the defenders think.
Exactly. See, and you look at, like I said, I know Lothar Matthäus did it.
Yep.
Dion Dublin did it. He was a striker that played centre back for Villa for years after. Like, I
know Stephen Gerrard was moved around.
Yeah,
he was needed.
I mean, Paul Scholes went from a midfielder that was scoring 20+ goals a year to someone that sat in front of the defence and just, it's just a smart players, obviously. But
I do have another little announcement too. Australia did win the World Cup this week.
Oh my!
They did win the World Cup.
Which World Cup?
Darts.
What, who did they play in the final? England?
Wales. They beat Wales.
Did they play Williams?
He's English, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you need to see the post interview with the Australians.
Oh yeah, it was good.
So how's like winning the World Cup? Oh, it was tough. It
Oh
was
really?
Really
If
exciting.
that was us, imagine soccer, we can lose.
It was so deadpan.
Oh,
It was
no.
so funny. So Australia has another World Cup winner.
It's okay.
There you go.
Darts, we take that on board. We'll take
Darts.
that.
We won darts, hockey, cricket,
Cricket.
lacrosse, rugby.
Jesus.
Yeah, rugby,
Team sports. I'm not counting
Yeah. Rugby.
Olympics, but team sport.
See, and they actually, you know what? They haven't. Rugby was a while ago now.
Yeah, it was.
Because New Zealand, they've been so dominant.
So we won a few team sport rugby in
Yeah,
World
definitely.
Cup.
Or definitely.
I don't know about
cricket.
netball.
Maybe something like that. Yeah, definitely hockey. I mean, there was years when their hockey team was killing everything.
Yeah, I think women's might have won one too. Sure.
They were dominant. And
But the most recent one was lacrosse. Up
Okay.
until the darts.
Darts. So that gets considered a team sport too.
Yes.
That's the
That's
best.
four of them or two?
Yeah, okay.
No, two of them won.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I need to
yeah,
be
yeah.
two. So
Yeah, Williams, he's.
nothing like a good indoor pub sport.
I know. And they go mad over there. I was wondering you watching it.
There's 10,000 people watching
What-
this darts
So what?
World Cup.
So the supporters are going crazy, and then the blokes win, and they're just like, yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, through really well. And
Tell you, that's crazy.
hit the triple a few times. I was quite happy.
That Williams bro used to go, man.
Well, he used to come here. Remember, didn't he come here one year and like Port made him their #1 ticket holder or something because he was called something the Power Williams. That was his nickname, was the Power.
Okay.
So they like
Yeah.
got on board with it and. Well, hey, so we'll ask who's going to win the World Cup. We'll get last prediction.
From the Don.
Who's going to win the World
Yeah,
Cup?
who's gonna win? Brazil, Golden Boot.
If they play Neymar is true position,
So it's gone Brazil,
Neymar.
Okay.
and then Player of the Cup.
Well, if he wins that,
So now he's done you. You went all Argentina. He's gone all Brazil.
Normally, I said the problem
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the top scorer wins
Yeah.
to play the tournament. Which,
Well,
Normally.
Messi won it when they lost the final, didn't he?
and Modric. won
Yep, when they lost. So who did Argentina lose to that year? They lost
it.
to Germany when Higuain missed about 12 chances, and Aguero's just sitting on the bench, twiddling his thumbs.
I couldn't believe that.
Such a better player than Higuain. I don't
couldn't believe
What?
that.
not like what just from pure perspective of looking at the players, he's such a better player than Higuain. I don't get why Higuain was getting selected ahead of him. That's
Yeah, me neither.
beyond
He did. I mean, Aguero played against Bosnia.
just,
the opening
just a
game,
better player. Just
but I don't.
so we're going Brazil, Argentina.
Yeah,
and you win Portugal.
No, I went Portugal. Golden Boot. I'm going Memphis. I'm going out there.
Memphis to play.
Yep. Because their group is so easy. They got Qatar. Who else was it? Qatar,
Ecuador,
Ecuador.
and
Well, what's Brazil got?
Brazil's group.
they got Mexico.
Yeah, they may have Mexico.
Someone's tuning in now. Scotty. No, it's
They
not
may.
Scotty. It's hang on. It's Con. It's Con tuning in.
Brazil's group is definitely not as easy as Holland's.
No, it's not.
But then again, let's say Holland do really well.
Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, and Cameroon.
Oh, that's pretty good for Brazil. They'd be loving that.
Yes.
They'd be liking that group.
So
They'd definitely be liking that group.
I'd-
See, whereas England's group, I mean, they got a derby in their group. They're playing Wales.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be a draw.
Well, didn't they draw with them in the Euros when they were in the same group?
I reckon it's
Was that last one? Not last one. It was the one before. Weren't they in the same
in the
group
Euros
when
yeah.
Rooney was still captain? I
Mm.
think, and Wales beat them, didn't they? Wales got out. England lost to Iceland.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That was a Euro, not a World
That
Cup.
was Euro. It was Euro.
When the Icelandic were doing the
Thunderclap.
the clap.
They
Son.
won 3-1.
Yes.
Yeah, what did they say? It was they said the stat was because of their population. If you were a man born in Iceland from I can't remember the years, whatever it was, 1980 to
Whatever it was.
something, they said you had a 1 in 3 chance of being in the world
team.
in the team because their population was only 300.
What, 300,000 people?
Well, they
Yeah.
reckon when they were playing against England, the whole country was shut down.
Oh, just
They reckon there was only less than half the nation was left there
Yeah,
because they all
travelled.
yeah, they all went. So that's crazy. Well, that's like I'm saying for him. For Cyprus is not as small, but Cyprus's population is what 700,000.
It's about 80.
So I mean that's it, And they imagine they make the World Cup, they'll lose it.
Oh, Senegal, Netherlands, Senegal.
Netherlands,
Because
Senegal.
people are picking Senegal
Yeah,
might
Senegal.
actually finish second.
As long as they don't give their supporters laser pointers.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
ah. That's still. I mean, there's two good teams.
Well, their best player's left Liverpool, hasn't he? He's gone to Bayern.
Yeah, he has.
See, does that put out? See, thinking about that, you said Sane and Nabry. Does that put one of them out now? Because they all play one. He's gonna Mane's. You think about it, he's gonna play in one of those positions.
But you never know what the coaches think. Remember, Henri was a winger
Yeah.
from Juventus. He
Yeah,
did
and
nothing.
Wenger put him.
And Wenger was no.
He could play because Lewandowski's leaving Bayern. You could be right. He could play Mane,
If
Sane,
they
and
don't want him.
oh, he reckons he wants to go. He said because
Yeah,
of
he
the way
said
they
that.
haven't offered him, he goes, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So he'll go somewhere.
Yeah, he can go play for Legia Warsaw.
Yeah, he'll go to Barca once we give them 50 million for De Jong.
So just the Argentina group, seriously, Mexico, Poland, Saudi Arabia.
Let's smack that. If Messi gets gone,
This is where I think the goals are going to come. Remember,
Martinez could be a real
in
good
the
shout.
opening group games, there's going to be a 5-goal, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0.
Martinez, is a good shout too.
It's Saudi Arabia and Argentina's team.
group.
They're
Yeah,
gonna get smacked.
No,
10-0 like they did. Was it when closer scored? How many
9-1.
did he score?
9-1.
they only scored 3 when they won 8-0.
8-0.
I knew or 9-1.
8-0.
Didn't Germany do it to them
It
twice?
was 8-0.
Didn't someone didn't Saudi Arabia on the end of two
I knew
spankings?
the 9-1.
Russia beat Saudi Arabia in the opening 2018 5-0.
I remember they were on a couple. They
And in
got spanked.
2002, they lost to Germany 8-0.
Yeah, I remember they were on the end of a few spankings.
Everybody scored.
Everybody's.
See, Argentina beat Serbia 6-0 in 2006
Yeah, there you go.
after Mateo Kejman, I think, got sent off.
See, I tell you what, looking at what we said about Netherlands before we go,
Mm.
how much would they be right now with this current team just if they had Van Persie now?
Van Nistelrooy.
Just someone like one of
Yeah.
this, Van
Yeah.
Persie, Van Nistelrooy, just
Even the Patrick Kluivert.
just someone.
Because these are lightweight. There's not even strong team. See, Australia would give the Netherlands more of a hard time than some of these
Yeah, I reckon.
because they're more physical.
Yeah.
Senegal will be a bit physical.
We're a bigger team at the moment, aren't we?
Ecuador and Qatar,
Well, I know nothing about the host nation. I don't know.
the current Asian champions.
Yeah, but I mean, like
Yeah,
watching
no,
them, I haven't watched
no,
them.
look,
Not going to sit there and say I've gone and watched them, and
I mean, they are ranked 52. something.
Qatar are Asian champions.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, who would have thought, eh?
they're probably
maybe.
They did host it.
Yeah, exactly. So they host the Asian Cup and the World Cup within.
Mm. Within six years, I think. Even
Oh,
less.
right.
Yeah.
Well, when was the last Asian Cup? We were the champions previous to that, weren't
Yeah.
we? With Postecoglou.
Yeah.
And the year before that, we made the final and lost to Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
When we should have won that one too.
Yeah.
We had a better team. We had Cure and that's still going.
Yeah, we did.
I remember because I actually remember he really showed up for that tournament. It was one of the first times for Australia
The only other one, Belgium, Croatia, Morocco, Canada.
See, I always think Lukaku is a good bet for gold because he's their focal point.
They know how to feed him.
Yeah,
though.
Martinez placed him, so he's always a good bet for Golden Boot because they're going to do okay. They might not. I don't know how good they'll go this time with a few of their players. A bit
Croatia
older.
might struggle this time.
Yeah, they're not as good now.
Morocco were unlucky last time. I think Costa Rica is going to get thumped.
Yeah, probably. Well, they're tipping them. I mean, what was it, 500 to 1? So
Yeah. Worse than Australia.
All right.
Mathematically twice as bad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
What can you do?
twice as bad. So, you know.
Well, I think I remember. I can't remember what World Cup it was, but Van Gaal did the same thing with Holland. I remember he took off Stecklenburg for a penalty shootout.
That's
and put
right.
Tim Krul on.
That's right.
And they won.
Yep.
And now Arnold did it with Redmayne. So I mean, it's obviously a thing people do.
Where's the... See, they haven't got Argentina. I didn't quite get to Argentina-Portugal odds at final.
Oh, final odds, yeah, because you're saying it can
So,
happen, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, France, Portugal, 34
to 1.
Argentina, Belgium, 31. So it might be around that.
Chris C says, I want the Don to speak about the Greek church debacle in Adelaide. One day. We told you we'll get him on for that one day because he's the only one of us that knows.
I'm not getting into that.
See, the funniest thing is no one has picked France for anything. None of us have
No.
picked. Oh, I think Benzema will do good. Listen, I think he will
See,
do
I
well.
I'm sort of how Deschamps going to pick the team. This is the thing.
I mean, he's going to have him, let's say, Mbappe, Benzema,
Griezmann, Kingsley Coman.
Coman.
Pogba as well.
Pogba and Kante will go if they're fit.
Pogba, Kante,
But I mean, like I said,
Rabiot, Trossard.
Isn't he Belgian? Belgium.
Oh, he's Belgium,
Trossard,
sorry.
Leandro Trossard.
And they've got Pavard, Varane.
Pavard, Varane. Laporte is Spanish now, isn't he? That's right.
Yes, Laporte and
Well, you hear what he said? He goes,
Laporte and Rodri.
Deschamps. He goes, never, because Deschamps come out and goes, I've spoken to him. And then Laporte come out and he goes, Deschamps is a liar. He goes, he never spoke to me once. That's what he said. He goes, he is lying through his teeth. He goes, the only time he spoke to me, he goes, you know when it was? He goes, he rang me after I declared allegiance to Spain. So obviously.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll tell you what, I'd like Laporte, Varane. That'd be a good. Well, that's better than Pavard and Varane, I think. Laporte, Varane. That'd be, I think, I don't know what Deschamps is thinking there.
Yeah. Portugal.
Spain,
See, Portugal to qualify for the final, 6-1.
So
that's low.
That is very low, yeah. 6-1
to qualify for the final.
What about Brazil?
There's
3.5.
See, I don't think you can give odds that small.
Neither do I.
I mean, in a 32,
No.
you can't give odds that small. That's
To make the final.
what is that with Tab? Tab.
Tab.
That's ridiculous. You can't give odds like that. That's not giving you nothing.
I mean, Brazil to make the semi-final, 2.2. I mean, come on.
That's bullshit.
That is. That's ridiculous. Who's making those odds? That's silly.
So,
Yeah, that's silly.
I mean, they've even given Australia 29-1 to make the semi-final.
Tell you what, they're very small odds, aren't they?
They are.
$2 something to make the semi. That's
For
ridiculous.
Brazil, yeah.
You can't. I mean,
Brazil-
it's got to be minimum like $5 or something.
Brazil, France, England, Spain are all $2 something.
Spain.
$2 to make the semi-final.
Jeez.
Oh, and Argentina. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is. That's ridiculous. I don't know who's making those odds.
And the quarterfinals are even smaller.
That's silly. What about Germany? Even they're low.
3.325
For the semi.
for a semi.
Yes.
$5.50 for the final for Germany.
That's crazy. These odds are weird.
I mean, they're supposed to work out mathematically. I get how they
yeah, like
created,
the
but-
algorithm.
but these are just so low.
Yeah, that's silly.
They've got their favourites and they're sticking to it.
Oh, they're big time sticking to the favourites. That's right. Oh, well.
So
All right, well,
they're a bit scared.
on that note, so we've given a few tips. We even got the Don in on the tips, and dare I say, none of us are probably going to get it right because trying to pick the World Cup winner is like trying to pick the Melbourne Cup winner sometimes, isn't it?
It is.
He's barely
It is.
the favourite, barely ever. Well, France won they were favourites, I think, were they when they won recently? Or they would have been joint, maybe favourites, or Brazil
Maybe
might have even been.
Brazil, maybe Belgium.
Belgium were
They
favourites.
were number one.
Euros, Italy were definitely not favourites.
No. They got lucky. But you take it.
Definitely.
You always
So, I
need a
mean,
bit of luck.
they were definitely not favourites.
You know, my dark horse is Denmark.
Denmark? Imagine that.
They only conceded 3 goals in
Yeah,
qualifying.
yeah.
And if it's one thing with qualifying, you have to dominate, and then you have to keep going. Now, Denmark, did they beat England? Yes, they did.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
In the Nations
I
League.
think a few people were saying, who was saying last time? I remember a few people saying their dark horse was Uruguay.
Yeah, dark as in a leave it in the stables,
Yeah,
mate.
I mean, I don't know.
No,
Suarez is over the hill, Cavani's over the hill.
Godin is
They got
still there.
Nunes, Godin is.
Maxi Pereira, they're still using.
It's not the
him.
same team they've had.
Muslera is still in
15 years ago.
goals.
Yeah.
No,
No, I agree. They're done.
They
They were a strong team going.
Cavani. I mean,
He's
come
over the
on.
hill.
I mean, I don't think they'll get out of the group.
Nah, they got Nunes at the moment. That's it, I think. That's
So they won't get out of the group.
So Brazil to win here is 6-1.
to win.
Yeah.
See, that's ridiculous. You can't 6-1,
France,
and it's what in the tournaments even.
it's not 6-1 because it's 5-1 you consider.
Yeah, no, but that's they can't be given. Surely they're going to change when it comes to a week before the tournament.
England is 750. France
They're
is
gonna, I don't know.
650.
It's just
That's
that's low.
What,
Oh, well.
What's Portugal?
What about Germany?
Germany.
See, they're not giving them as good odds as this year, Germany, like usual. Oh, well, on that note,
On that note,
thanks everyone for watching. We will let you know when we'll be back with another World Cup podcast. But in the meantime, we'll definitely be back with other podcasts. And when Chris gets back from, he's going to Western Australia and that for the funeral and everything, he'll be back on as well with his regular stuff. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all the jazzy stuff.
Let us know if you're interested. I can send you a newsletter. I
Yep.
would need your email address.
Yeah, just link our email link is in the description. Just email us anything. Chris gets any notifications and that. Just let us know, and yeah, we can.
I've got 50 people getting the newsletter at this point.
There you go.
So
And it's a good newsletter. Rob is very.
I
Puts it out.
try and keep it entertaining without being too
Nah, it's good. I like it.
loquacious.
Nah, it's good. But yeah, on that note, guys, thanks you
Thanks
so much.
everyone.
See you soon.